Hello everybody, and welcome to Masterpiece Fanfic Theater, the show where we roast middle school Crime Straczynski and current Crime Straczynski for 3 hours, and for some reason I keep coming.
Now you want to set that to about 250 degrees or until she's golden brown. After that, you want to dose her with about salt and pepper. I usually like putting some cinnamon.
You don't have other spices? Really? Just
Nutmeg is
nice.
I am a suffering college student, Kristen.
God. Have you no standards? Anyway.
No, I really don't.
Anyway.
Oh, you're meeting all my standards!
Okay. I'm gonna introduce the people that are here. I'm your host, Crime Straczynski. Playing the part of the art is Brodingles.
Hi, I recently, kind of blew my voice out, so I don't have to talk during these particular streams, though, so that doesn't matter. This is the last you'll be hearing of me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We've got a Juno.
You can't escape the voice, Christian! There's no escape! Even when the fanfic's over, I'll be there, watching from the shadows.
I'm not gonna
Who
lie.
have their revenge.
It's been long enough. It's been so long since we read this, but I genuinely forgot that's a voice that is featured heavily in this reading. Which means I got to experience horror fresh. Alright, we've got a Darby.
Hey everybody, how you doing today?
Thank you, Darby, for being sweet. We've got an Alex.
I almost forgot how to do the Whitey voice, which is even more horrifying.
Is it?
Because I would have had to come up with something else, and it would have been worse.
God.
Been out of Whitey practice for too long.
Alex, does that mean Funky Phantom?
Well,
Yes.
I will say I've read ahead a little bit, and we might.
Oh yeah.
God. Okay, we've got a Queen Creeps.
Oh, do we really?
Yes.
I don't think we do.
I
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard from her in a while.
Queen, please. And
Gwen.
we've got a Scott.
If you're looking for a good blend that you can actually afford, I'd recommend maybe some cayenne pepper, some garlic powder, some thyme, some basil, maybe some paprika. Smoky or sweet would work. I don't know. Your choice.
Yeah.
Also, hi everybody.
Hi. Okay, so it's been a while, so I'm trying to remember what happened last in Broken Rainbow. It was which, you know, in my defense, it should be very obvious to anyone who read this fanfic that I lost the plot midway through when I killed Sora off for the 3rd time, and then this fic just sort of treads water for, like, multiple chapters. Like, let's see here. Because let's see here. I kill Sora in chapter 6, and he doesn't come back until chapter 13. Until chapter 13. So that means that's 6 chapters of just chilling, just
Yeah.
vibing with some anime girls I made up. Anyway, what happened is Sora's still traumatized, everybody has wings, Mickey showed up and was like, "What's up, Sora? I'm here with the plot," and Sora was like, "But I'm traumatized," and everyone was like, "Stop being a bitch," because I was a child that didn't understand how to process emotional turmoil. In fact, everyone was so "stop being such a bitch" that there was just no choice. Sora had to be fucking murdered by Riku for the drama. And then there was a songfic for a bit, which,
There was a song
oh
pick.
god,
Oh my god.
kill me.
If only tears.
That's what the 350 degrees is for, Kristen. Don't worry about it.
And then Sora had to go through 6 filler tests where he talked with some anime girls. It was very long and drawn out and stupid. Meanwhile, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters are trapped somewhere mysterious by quote-unquote Riku, and a lot of torture is happening. And
We're just getting the ever-loving bastard shit beaten out of them, and no plot is happening.
no plot is happening at all. Anyway, Sora completed his anime filler arc and is now back from the dead. So, I think on that note, everyone's like, oh thank goodness, Sora's back. I can't believe that's happened. It's not like he hasn't already died and come back multiple times or anything like that.
Oh, hey, Sora, we thought you were dead.
Look, we got all 7 Dragon Balls.
It happens sometimes.
Right, so, on that note, I think we are good to dive into Broken Rainbow. I'm trying to remember who is who because it's been a while. The part of Sora will, of course, be played by Darby.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was Alex or Juno who play Riku and Riku respectively.
I was air quotes Riku. Juno was Riku Vanilla.
Regular Riku. Yeah, I was regular Riku. Alex was Riku plus Riku, the other one.
And then Scott and Queen, you two were alternating doing narration, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it today?
I'd say Scott only because Kyrie's got a lot to say, and I know I took over Kyrie from China, so...
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Alright, so, on that note, let us begin. Unfortunately, we've gotten to the part of the fanfic where I stopped, where, 14, 15-year-old me stopped talking as much with the characters in the fanfic, which is a goddamn shame, really. But it's okay. I assure you the author's notes will still be incredibly cringy. It's a good thing we're not reading my live journal. Alright. Broken Rainbow by Name and Address Withheld. Chapter 12. Calm Before the Storm. Well, in random news, I both love and despise the auto-editing thing on fanfiction.net. Basically, it's both a gift and a curse. Well, it allows me to finally center my titles and boldify text. Ironically, it is not, the title is not centered in this, so apparently fanfiction.net's formatting changes every couple of years, and any fanfics that are on the site at the time are immediately fucked over. It's amazing. Anyway, well, it allows me to finally center my titles and boldify text and whatnot. It refuses to let me make line things to separate scenes. I'm going to have to find a way around that. Rask. What? What?
Rask.
What?
What was that noise?
Rask. I think... Oh. It's because I read Mega Tokyo.
Ah,
And that's
there
a
you
noise
go.
that Largo makes a lot in Mega Tokyo. So
I
that's a
don't
reference
know
to
what-
Mega Tokyo. It was a webcomic. Anyway, it was 2004. In other news, I'm finally out of school. Woot! This makes me real happy. Though the urge to spend all day doodling and watching all 3 Lord of the Rings movies, parentheses, Frodo is so kawaii, cries glomps Frodo, is getting difficult to ignore. But I will write this fanfic even if it kills me, and it will not take me all summer to type this one single chapter. Rask. Orin wax cries with his huge friggin' sword.
Saying is one thing, doing is another. Get to it.
Cries, rubs her head and glares at Orin. Yeah. Behold my latest muse, Orin. My sad adoration for the dude made him my muse. Sadly, he's like my responsibility muse, constantly trying to get me to work. Stupid Orin. Orin wax cries again.
Type.
Ow! Cries, glares at Orin again. Anyways, reviews. Master of Dance Dance Revolution. Revolution.
Revolutio.
Revolutio!
Ah.
You seriously liked this? Aw, thank you. So are you seriously a master of DDR? Okay. Here's some chocolate. Read on. Aries. Aries don't know. Name of the music? I'm pretty sure I gave the names of the songs I suggest. Oh, here's the Pixie Sticks. Thanks for the review. Princess Swifty. Well, I made someone throw up. Yeah, that was kind of mean of me to do that to Yami. But, don't worry. He's not dead. Yami rolls his eyes.
I'm rolling my eyes.
Shut up, Yami. Anyways, thanks. I liked writing the Sora parts. And here's some chocolate. Kemi World 666. Thanks. Here's a piece of pizza. Elegant Arrow 64. There's something inherently very funny about reading these fucking screen names out loud. I don't know why. I don't know why this is getting to me today. It's been some time, I've kind of phased out of it, and now I'm back in. Right, need to get to reading your fic. Thank you for the review. I'll get to reading that chapter as soon as I get this chapter up. And nope, we're not even close to being over. Mwahaha! Here's a Pixie 6. Enjoy! Crystal Chan, how on earth did you get banned from FF.net? Just wondering. Anyways, you're welcome. I hope you like this next chapter. Here's some pizza.
Whoa, what happened?
I don't know.
We got some
This
dark
was
secrets
15
going on.
years ago.
The accident was 15 years ago. It's time to move on.
It's time to move on.
Boo. Yeah, you bet I'll be uploading faster. And yes, FF.net is evil and won't let me put the star things in. Grr. Anyways, here's some chocolate. I didn't even know what the asterisks were called. I thought it was the fucking star button. Anyways, you're welcome. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm missing the thing. Anyways, here's some chocolate. Sydney Dragon. Thank you. Here's a sugar cube. Enjoy the fic. Fire Sparkler 00. Woot! Let's all kill Bakura. Kill Rask. Thanks for the review. And here's some pizza. Chaos Sora.
We're gonna be hearing this a lot, huh?
It's fine. I was really cool at the end of 8th grade. Oh boy, another fic I'm being bugged to R&R for. Okay, I'll read it. And yeah, I'm hoping this will be better than SR. At least I hope it will be. Anyways, here's some chocolate. Enjoy! Jalen, thank you very much. Yeah, everyone feels sorry for both the Yamis. Yay! Anyway, here's some sweet tarts. Me, aka, quotes, Monkey Boy. Wow, I made you cry? Eep. Here's some tissues and chocolate. Enjoy the chapter. Well, that's for the reviews. Oh, look, I'm talking in italics. Woo! Orin Wax cries.
Oh, where is? Sorry.
You just yell type. It's fine. It's the same
Type.
thing. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, Orin, I'm getting to it. Disclaimer. Does it look like I own Kingdom Hearts or Yu-Gi-Oh? Right, just checking. On with the fic! Suggested listening music would be Kairi 2 from Kingdom Hearts. Now come on, all of you should have that.
Kyrie 2, Kyrie
Oh,
Heart.
I can't believe I don't have it. I'm going to hell.
Well, let me check my Spotify. Let's see.
Okay.
Sora?
I forgot what Kyrie's voice was. Oh my god.
So did I, which is why it's this voice now.
I mean, that's actually, I mean, it's closer to what Shiner was doing for Yugi, but that's fine. Okay, proceed.
A quiet, soft voice? Like music to his... Okay, no, this is bullshit.
The fic, Scott.
Shut up, Juno. A quiet, soft voice, like music to his ears. The beauty of voice, nothing compared to that of her face. Her head leaning on his shoulder, his arm around her, stroking her silky hair. The couple sat at the end of the dock on the small island, like they had so many years ago, before all the madness had started. Her wings folded upon her back, his encircling around them, shielding away the world, and showing only the beauty before them.
Beauty.
Beauty.
You spelled it beauty twice.
That must have been how I thought it was spelled. Also, I had a beta reader. What the fuck?
Not a good one.
Not a good one.
Not a good one. The lingering rays of the setting sun set the entire sky aglow, with fiery shades of orange and crimson, rays of pink and amethyst reflecting in the water, turning the ocean into a sea of radiant color. The gentle waves caressed the sugar-white beaches of the island, breaking upon the shore with a soft rhythm. He sighed, inhaling the salty scent of the sea.
Yeah.
Is what Mickey said earlier true about you leaving us?
Oh god.
You knocked
like
over my
made Mouse
microphone.
and Toad had a
Oh,
baby.
sorry.
Your Kyrie voice knocked over my mic. I hope you're fucking happy.
I'm sorry.
Kyrie took her gaze off of the sunset and looked up at Sora. Sora blinked,
Blink.
looking into the setting sun, and remembering earlier when it was high in the sky.
All right, everyone.
Leon's calm, deep voice cut through the air as he hoisted his gunblade over his shoulder.
We need to start getting ready. Start gathering provisions.
I'm gonna go try working on the gummy ship. I'm gonna see if this thing will let us travel to this weird dimension where everything's originating from.
Mickey said, holding the golden orb up. Leon nodded.
Like I said, everyone start gathering provisions. We don't know how long we'll be gone, where we're going, or even if we'll come back.
He said, his voice deathly serious. His eyes scanned over his self-appointed little troop of soldiers.
So gather as much as you can. Is that clear?
Yuffie grinned and saluted.
Yes, General Squall, sir.
Leon rolled his eyes.
Right, Lieutenant Yuffie.
sorry. That's spelling of lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant?
Lieutenant.
Right, Lieutenant Yuffie.
Oh god, it's getting worse. He nodded.
You had a beta
curtly.
reader.
Shut up! He nodded curtly at the group before him.
Sora, Riku, Mickey, and I leave at dawn. Why did I read it that way? Sora, Riku, what the hell?
Curses the Oxford comma, my mortal enemy!
Sora, Riku, Mickey, and I leave at dawn.
Oh god.
I missed Shadow Revenge Part 2. This is fun.
Thank you, Oxford comma.
Another sigh. Thank you. Sora closed his eyes, listening to the waves.
I'm afraid so, Kairi.
Kairi gaped, a look of fear crossing her face. Oh, no, you're right. I should have paused there.
Sister, you're
A look
lying.
of fear crossing her face.
But you can't go! Those things that attack the castle want you! If you go, they'll eventually find you!
Sora remained silent. Silence, damn you! Eyes closed.
They'll hurt you. Oh, that's you.
That's me, you bitch! They'll hurt you! They'll hurt you if I don't hurt you first, you little son of a bitch! You'll get hurt again, they'll kill you!
Maybe.
Was all Sora responded with.
Sora, they'll hunt you down!
What? Wherever they'll hunt you down.
You had a beta reader.
Wherever
God,
you,
worse.
they'll
If you go, maybe you'll seal a few keyholes, but that's a few in billions. They'll catch you eventually, and you'll die.
I can't get over this stupid voice. Oh my god.
Sorry.
No, it's great. That
Just holy shit.
this is like a pitch
sprung
only
to
gangster
Kairi's
here, and
eyes.
I'm living for it. Oh my god.
Tears sprung to Kairi's eyes.
Please don't go.
Sora sighed. Opening his eyes, he lifted a hand up to the girl's face and stroked his fingers over her jawline.
I have to go, Kairi. Someone has to stop this from happening. Someone has to stop people from being hurt. And I guess that's me.
No, I goose.
I guess that's me. If I don't go, who's gonna stop whatever it is that's threatening everyone? I'm the Keyblade Master, the essence of heart. It's my duty. I have to go.
Kairi gave a shuddering sigh. Looking down. Looking down at the shallow waters below. She suddenly looked up.
Take me with you then.
The Keyblade Master stared at her. Head.
No. You'll get hurt. I'm not risking anyone. I'm not risking any more people than necessary. Necessary. THEN. Oh, yeah. Then necessary. And I'm definitely not going to let you get hurt.
Definitely.
Definitely. And I'm definitely not gonna let you get hurt.
Oh, hands where you are! This is the spelling police!
I'm wondering if maybe by this point me and my beta reader were no longer in contact with each other.
Maybe.
Is that something that happened? Oh my god.
Probably.
The drama.
Maybe you were like, well, the last few chapters have gone so well spelling wise that I don't need this
look,
anymore.
It took me, here's the deal. It took me, over a year to write this, and in that time, when a lot can happen in middle school, you can drift pretty quick.
Yeah.
Kyrie shook her head as well. No, Kyrie shook her head as well, grabbing his gloved hand with her own and pulling it to her chest over her heart.
Please don't go. I don't want to lose you again. You promised you'd never leave me again.
You promised.
No.
Tears began to slid down her cheeks, shimmering as they reflected the sunset. Sora looked down at him.
Kyrie,
He whispered, putting his arms around her.
don't cry. Please. Don't cry. I'm gonna be fine. I'll be coming back.
But you promised you'd never leave me again, and you are. You're breaking your promise.
Oh my gosh.
Kyrie said in a shaking, tear-filled voice, hugging Sora to her.
Kyrie.
Sora whispered again. He sighed, attempting to stand.
Come with me.
Kyrie blinked, releasing Sora and watching as he stood and offered her his hand. She took it. Thank you. She took it and pulled her to her feet.
Where are we going?
You'll see.
He replied, taking her arm and leading her down the dock towards the island.
We're not going very far.
He led her across the beach, where not very long ago small play duels waged with wooden swords were held. That's a sentence.
It's a sentence.
Sure.
He smiled and took her hands, then put them over her eyes.
No peeking, all right?
Kyrie giggled slightly.
Sora, what's going on?
Sora gave a grin,
Eee.
though his girlfriend couldn't see it as he took her elbow and escorted her to the cabin that was sort of built into the cliff wall.
You'll see.
He repeated, opening the door and guiding her up the stairs. He was silent as he pushed open the door and then led her across the bridge to Papu Island, spelled all lowercase. He led her over to Papu Tree. I'm sorry, as someone who hasn't played Kingdom Hearts, sometimes I'm not sure what is proper English and what isn't at this point.
I mean,
Yeah.
valid.
Palpu.
Yeah, Papa's.
Sit down.
He said, and Kyrie complied with a giggle.
Why am I sitting on the trunk of Riku's papu tree?
She asked, moving her index finger to peek through her fingers at Sora. Sora grinned.
No!
Excellent grin, and pushed her pointer finger back into place.
You'll see. Don't you dare peek.
Kyrie giggled. As she heard the thick, flapping sound of Sora's wings. Wait, what?
Don't you remember? Sora has wings.
I don't remember this.
Just thick flapping.
My Sora copter goes for some...
Those are some thick flaps, son.
I guess I'm reading the sentence now. As she heard the thick, flapping sound of Sora's wings catching the air and launching him into the sky, followed by a rustling of the tree's leaves as the entire tree shook. Then there was a thump.
All right. Close your eyes and hold out your hands.
Sora instructed. Kyrie smiled and did just that. Something large, oddly shaped and smooth was placed in her hands.
Okay, Kyrie.
Sora said softly, sitting down on the tree trunk next to her.
Open your eyes.
Kyrie slowly opened her eyes, and she gasped at what she held in her palms. She gasped at what she had in her palm. A fruit in the shape of a star and golden yellow in color sat in her hands.
A purple fruit.
Kyrie gasped. She looked up at Sora, mouth open. Sora's grin remained on his face.
I know we were going to do this on your birthday, but I think now is the time.
He placed a gloved hand over hers and the fruit.
Would you like to share it?
Kyrie's shocked face broke into a shy smile.
Sure.
Sora nodded,
Uh-huh.
taking the fruit from her hands and pulling a pocket knife from his belt.
Sorry, I didn't have anything more romantic or anything.
He apologized. I'm sorry. He apologized, flicking the knife into view and placing it over the top point of the star. The knife sliced easily through the fruit, cutting it in half. Sticky yellow juice covered Sora's hands.
Goo!
Ugh. He cut one point from one half of the fruit, holding it between his fingers.
Kyrie, all we have to do is eat this, and we'll be bound together forever. For eternity.
This is a thing in the games?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He gazed into her eyes, pulling her close.
Do you want that?
Kyrie nodded.
I do, more than anything in the world.
The Keyblade Master smiled,
Eee.
his fingers towards her. She opened her mouth, and he placed the pièce of Papu in her mouth. She chewed. And then it up.
How does it taste?
Sora inquired. Kyrie continued to chew.
Continued.
Smiled, swallowing.
Want me to show you?
She asked, taking another piece of the fruit and holding it up.
Tasking.
Oh, sorry.
Tasking.
Another piece of the fruit and holding it up to him. Sora grinned, leaning down and opening his mouth. She placed the small piece in his mouth, and he chewed it as well. Sora's face seemed to light up as well.
Wow. Mama's right. It's better than any fruit I've ever tasted before.
With a grin, he pulled Kyrie close to him.
It's like you. Really sweet, with a bit of tang when you least expect it.
Aw.
The girl in his arms continued to smile as she put her arms around his neck and pulled him in for a kiss. The taste of Papu still on his lips.
Ah! That was very
God, that was a
loud.
horrible noise.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Thanks, Darby.
My bad.
Big old kiss from Darby in my ear.
That was a very sticky kiss.
What's the opposite of ASMR?
When they pulled away, both were grinning.
You want some more?
Sora asked, holding out half of the fruit. Kyrie took it,
No.
was already covering her hand. They both ate, sitting side by side, Kyrie leaning on Sora's shoulder as they watched the sunrise.
Well, we're connected forever now.
Sora commented, a few minutes after they had finished. Kyrie nodded.
Yeah. And tomorrow you leave.
Kyrie's heart sunk.
I don't want you to leave.
But you know I have to.
Another nod.
It was her being sad.
She was having the snifflies.
The snifflies, the snuffleupaguses. The couple was silent for a while, the silence only broken by the lapping of the waves.
Amazing.
And then, it was broken by sobs.
You just can't go. You've already left so many times. I don't want to lose you.
Kyrie sobbed, suddenly hugging Sora to her and burying her. Wait, Oh, never mind. And burying her tear-streaked face into his shirt.
Kyrie!
Sora gaped, sorry.
Please don't go. Please don't.
Kyrie.
Sora put his arms around her and stroked her hair, whispering words of comfort into his ear, into her ear, until her shoulders stopped shaking and the sobs subsided. I love how you struggle to spell comfort and until, but you can spell subsided. He then placed his hands on her shoulders and pushed her away slightly so he could look her in the eyes. He took a breath.
Kyrie, you're right. I may not come back. I might be hurt or worse, but I have a duty and I have to do it. But I did promise you. Even if I'm gone, we'll always be together.
He placed his hand on her heart.
Right here.
That's what you said before.
Kyrie whispered, another tear falling down her cheek.
And it was true. Kyrie, I may leave you physically. There's nothing I can do about that. But I'll always be here in your heart. And that'll never change.
Kyrie sniffled.
Promise?
Sora pulled the girl close to him,
Come here!
wrapping his arms around her and breathing in the scent of her shampoo.
Oh my
I promise.
God!
You might have delivered it like that. Oh my god.
Oh! That's terrible.
No, I love it. Please give us more.
Well, on to the next scene. There's no asterisk dividers anymore.
Oh.
Anyway, suggested music would be "You Can Hear the Cry of the Planet" from Final Fantasy VII.
The room was vast, huge. Though I suppose it could not have been called a room, as it lacked a ceiling. So says I, the now sentient narrator. More like a circular bowl, created by 6 tendrils of stone that stretched from the ground and wove together to create a sort of wall. The holes between the tendrils, several yards apart each. The holes looked as if one could stick their arm through them. However, every now and then a spark of eerie blue electricity cackled.
Electricy. Electricity.
Thank you. A spark of eerie blue electricity crackled between the holes, revealing the force field crafted between them. 4 pillars stretched up over the bowl, ending in sharp points over. Stretched up over the bowl, ending in sharp points over it. What would I do without you, Juno?
Mispronounce all these typos, apparently.
Ah, yes, of course. The ground was stone, and lines were carved into the ground within the room. Beginning where the tendrils of stone began, and all the lines running towards the other side of the room, connecting at a large hole in the center of the room. Placed in this hole was a large crystal, about the size of a person. This crystal was clear, light reflecting off of its polished surface. From the spots where the pillars began on the outside of the bowl, a thick line was engraved into the ground, thicker than the outer lines. These lines connected to the circle where the crystal was placed. Against the wall, at the end of each of the 4 thick lines, a crystal much like the one in the center, only smaller, was placed. 3 of these gems were clear as the one in the center was, and the 4th, pointing north, shone from within with a faint pulse of amethyst. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe an eye.
You
There's
can
no eye.
spell.
Amethyst.
Oh,
Amethyst.
so close! So close! Riku, as he had dubbed himself, strode around this room, black cloak trailing behind him, gazing round almost as if he could see through the blindfold. His obsidian boots clicked against the rune-engraved stone ground. He walked along one of the lines, coming to the center crystal and placing a hand upon it. Jesus Christ! A self-satisfied smirk played across the blindfolded man's face.
It is finished at last, Solus!
Black-clad figure leaning against the wall looked up.
Well,
I
don't think we had
new character?
I think it was just you being.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember this guy vaguely. It was you doing
deep
a
voice
villain
guy.
voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, master.
The smirk stayed across the man's no-possessive lips as he looked up at the star-filled sky, holding out his arms.
At last, the place where my final victory will be held has been crafted with plenty of time before the night.
He brought his gloved right hand down in front of his face and closed it into a fist.
The first of the catalysts is already in our grasps. The second and third worlds are falling, and the fourth, as in go forth and multiply, is slowly succumbing. All we need is the essence in the ark.
Master, that is what I came to tell you about. The third catalyst fled from this world and came to the world that holds the essence in the ark.
Solus said. There is no ending, oh god, what's the term for it? Not apostrophe. No,
Quotation mark?
Yeah. There's no ending quotation mark, so I guess we're gonna have to read the entirety of this as if it's sarcastic. Riku's eyes widened, though it wasn't visible, and he turned to look at Solus.
Really? Where was it?
One of the connecting worlds. The one the essence is placed on.
I see, and then there's a whole lot of periods.
Riku said. There it is. Beginning to pace.
9 to be exact.
So, if I were to send an attack on that world, the essence, the Keyblade, and the Ark would be within that grasp. If that were to happen, I won't need to worry about finding the other 3 catalysts. With the essence, they will come automatically. And with the connecting world filled, we can begin our assault on the final dimension. Excellent!
His whole sentence! Land! Begin our assault on the final dimension! Excellent! God! Somehow it got worse!
I love this fanfiction. I love this fanfiction so much.
Okay.
We gotta finish it though, so Scott.
We gotta finish it. We gotta finish it.
Okay. I'm good. Solus watched his master pace, his face hidden from view by the hood of his cloak.
Vayu.
Moving on. From Vayu by the flood of his cloak, and thus not revealing any of what he felt. Riku smirked, walking up to Solus.
Good. Then we gather all of our forces and attack tonight. Space.
He turned away, looking up at the crescent crimson moon above them.
And Solus, I want you to wheel him. I want you to bring the yeses back with you.
He smirked.
I know how long you've waited for this, the chance to meet the other,
Solus looked up, then bowed.
Thank you, sir.
Riku nodded, turning his back to look up at his right-hand man once more.
Earlier today, that catty oast that we have. You spelled it right all the other times. What the fuck?
Catty-oast.
He said something about still having hope.
A twisted smile came to his lips.
After the night, there will be no hope.
Oh, no. Anyway, new scene. Suggested music. Off the Edge of Despair from Final Fantasy VII. Yay!
A tall, lean, muscled man leaned against the balcony of a small apartment in the second district of Traverse Town. He stared up at the sky, sapphire eyes appearing aglow as they gazed up at the waning moon. A crown of golden blonde with no E spikes, that some would call hair, adorned his head.
Hey, to be fair, it can be spelled that way.
At the time, I was told that if it's blonde with an E, it's for a girl, and if it's blonde without an E, it's for a boy.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
had that
was
as well.
told. So,
That is in
Interesting.
fact how it is done. Sorry.
I assumed it was just the same for both. Okay, whatever.
Neato.
More you.
Weird.
His arms were crossed, and with every movement, his muscles beneath lightly tanned skin rippled. 3 belts were latched upon his upper right arm, crisscrossing each other. Upon his left arm, just above his elbow, a golden band was set. Tawny brown leather gloves adorned his hands, 2 silvery bands of gauze holding them in place, and slightly covering his palms. He wore a sleeveless white t-shirt, of course, and over that He wore a sleeveless white t-shirt, and over that a sleeveless jean jacket with a high collar that came to his chin.
isn't that just a fucking vest then?
That's just a vest.
Just a vest?
He wore a silver chain around his neck, and the pendant hanging was the shape of the Roman numeral for 7.
I mean,
Yeah,
baby.
he's
I mean,
aware of
baby
the video
Kristen
game he's a
did
part of.
say. I mean, baby Kristen did call crop tops belly shirts.
One might even call his attire wiggity wiggity whack, yo.
His hair whack.
2004.
He also, of course, wore baggy black jeans and 2 tan leather belts to hold them up. He took a breath of the cool night air.
Somebody enjoyed Final Fantasy VII.
I did. It's a really good game.
It is a
Hell
really
yeah.
good game.
Okay, I'm gonna elect to give this next character Mina Savari's voice from Kingdom Hearts 2. There are fewer stars tonight.
Ha 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 ha! Anyways, the woman next to him commented, her
Woman
mahogany
plural.
braid trailing down her pink tank top. Her white skirt normally would have been flowing in the breeze. However, there was no breeze. Only a death-like silence that was uncommon in Traverse Town. Though I suppose it could be... Oh, sorry.
Bruh. Though
Bruh.
I suppose it could be from that neon sign for that new cafe.
Wait, what? I'm reading the next sentence. The man shook his head.
Can I take this one? I haven't spoken in a while.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I looked
please.
ahead. Riku Vanilla doesn't do a whole lot coming up, so go ahead.
All right. No, Aerith, you're right. There are fewer stars tonight.
He said. She
I
nodded.
just don't want to bastardize Cloud Strife. I can't do it.
Thank you.
Don't spoil it, it's Cloud Strife!
It's clearly
He's talking to Aerith and he's got blonde, spiky hair!
He's got a
And a 7 necklace.
stupid 7 necklace! It's Cloud Strife!
In case you didn't know.
Cloud Strife!
Oh,
Alex screaming, it's Cloud Strife!
Alex, eat a Snickers.
I need you to know that that yell gives the same energy as Aaron Hansen yelling "It's no use." After
Yes.
It's been a long week, chat.
Anyway.
She nodded, rubbing her arms, and she nodded, rubbing her arms and shivering.
And it's so cold.
The man put his arm around her, and she stopped shivering.
You're right. It's too cold. Too quiet. Something is wrong.
Aerith looked up at him.
What makes you think that?
The man remained silent for a while, closing his eyes.
Cloud?
And then,
Well, he-
Wait, that was Cloud Strife?
I
It's
can't
Cloud
believe it.
Strife!
It's
Hey,
Cloud
that's right.
Strife.
Nice.
Okay. So, flashback. Well, here we are, our new home.
Aerith said with a smile, opening the door to their new apartment. She took Cloud's hand and let him in.
Isn't it nice?
She said cheerfully, looking around the small area.
It's kinda dingy, but we can clean it up. I'll buy some flowers to brighten things. She turned back to smile at Cloud, right?
Right? Cloud nodded curtly, walking around the apartment with slow steps. Finally, he looked over at her.
You don't have to stay here. 5 dots. You can go and live where it's safe. With Leon and Yuffie. You don't have to stay.
Aerith's smile fell, and she took Cloud's arm.
But I want to.
Aerith.
Cloud breathed.
You know why I moved here? Because he's still out there. He's been spotted here. You know I'm connected to him, 4 dots. He'll follow me if I go anywhere. Until he's gone, anyone near me is in danger. Is this about Sephiroth?
What do you
Is there gonna be Sephiroth in this fanfiction?
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Oh my god! I sure hope we get some Sephiroth action before the inevitable truncation of this fanfiction.
I'm
anyways.
surprised he hasn't already showed up.
I know, right? Given the amount of edge in this fanfiction. Anyways, yeah. Until he's gone, anyone near me is in danger.
I lost my place already.
She smiled again.
She smiled again.
Thank you. She smiled again.
I told you, I want to stay here with you. You've been alone far too long. You were looking for me, remember? Well, now that we found each other, we're going to stay together. He's not driving us apart.
Cloud sighed.
Sigh.
Sigh Cloud.
Sigh.
Thank you, for God's sake. Looking down at her, face still serious, but a smile coming to his eyes.
Thank you.
Woo 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 woo.
Groovy!
Cloud? Cloud?
Aerith repeated, shaking the man lightly.
Fucking
The man's
snap
eyes
out of
flashed
it.
open, and he turned to look at her.
He hasn't been spotted in 4 months. I could hardly sense him anymore. 8 dots.
Yeah, 8 dots. It's like he's here, but please stop shaking me, Aerith. It's like he's here, but at the same time, he's not. 2 dots.
Voldemort?
No, Sephiroth. We went over this.
Anyway.
Voldemort.
Guys, please.
All right, we gotta finish. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. Aerith cocked her head Aerith cocked her head to the side slightly.
Maybe he's finally gone. Maybe he'll leave us alone.
Cloud shook his head.
He's planning something. I know it. I gotta warn Mario.
He sighed, taking in another breath of chilled air.
And everything it seems so restless. The air is still. The entire world seems to be on the edge of something. Like, something else is on edge. Like the calm before the storm.
Aerith blinked.
Blink. How do you know?
Cloud gave her an uneasy smile, putting a gloved hand over his heart.
The darkness within me. It is restless. It can sense something coming. A new enemy.
His eyes darkened as he stared up at the sky once more.
It is quiet. 5 dots. The eye of that enemy is moving. 4 dots.
He again looked at Aerith.
He is coming.
Aerith stared up at him.
Cloud.
I'm gonna try and avoid.
Oh my
getting too
God.
close to my microphone. Thank you. Suddenly, words were- There was a flash of sapphire light originating from the first distract, coming from. No, wait, there's no space. From the first distract coming from the sky and crashing into the ground. There was a great shockwave of black and an eerie blue that flew through the entire first distract. Cloud's eyes widened. The first shockwave blew back Cloud's jacket at the hand, feeling ice cold when it touched his skin. A loud, blood-curdling scream was heard from the first distract, and many began to follow. Cloud turned to stare back at Aerith with wide eyes.
It begins. He is here.
And then, woo! Quite the cliffhanger. Meh, amazing. I got this done in less than a month. Woo! Go me! Yeah! Wee! Orin bashes Cries over the head.
Finish typing the author's notes. You still have to spell check this.
Alex, now we're gonna get copyrighted. I said singing the entirety of One Winged Angel.
Anyways, Cries rubs her head and glares at Orin. I hope you all liked this chapter. Oh geez, what's gonna happen? I know, but you don't. Nah. Anyways, I'm off to go watch Lord of the Rings, Return of the King again. Leave a review and see you next chapter. Next chapter. Run, Cloud and Aerith! Run like the wind! Oh crap, Sora, you're really in for it now. And then I signed
Dragon Ball Z.
All right, so I did some reading ahead. We're gonna have to really go if we want to finish this.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, don't go off on tangents.
Are longer.
All right, here we go. Speed run. Let's do this.
Let's do this, guys. Let's fucking do this. All right. Broken Rainbow by Name and Address Withheld. Chapter 13, Dark Rain. Part 1. Ooh, oh my god! 200 reviews! I can't believe it! Thank you guys so much! Oh my god! This is great, man! You guys are making this fic a total success! This is great, man!
Great, man.
Sorry! It's the inclusion of the man! It's like completely...
Man.
This is great, man!
This is great, man! Totally rad! You guys are making
Totally
this
radical,
a total
dude.
success! I want to thank you all! Thank you! Cries hugs everyone. And I'm really sorry about this chapter taking so long. First I had a party of my friends to go to, then a week-long camping trip, and then my cousin came over. It kind of delayed me a bit. Orin rolls his eyes.
And you spent days just reading Lord of the Rings fics.
Cries glares at him and points to the readers. Yes, I'm well aware of that, but do they need to know that? Orin just grins behind his collar. Anyways, Cries shoots Orin a glare. I tried my best to get this done as soon as possible. Hey, at least it didn't take me a month! To whom it may concern, the Lord of the Rings movies are friggin' awesome. Woo, Frodo! Glomps Frodo and plushies. Orin whacks Cries over the head.
Type.
Ow, that friggin' hurt! Cries glares at Orin. Orin only glares back.
You deserve it. Type.
Fine. Why are you so mean to me? Anyways, review time. Wingard. Okay, gonna pretend I understand what you're talking about. Here's some chocolate. Princess Swifty. Cloud Excephiness. Woot! Oh no. Here's a giant pixie sticks. Read on. I super did not ship Cloud and Sephiroth. I want to make that very clear. Celtic Guardian 7.
Or you're the only one.
I know. Yay for Cloud and Aerith. Whee! Eep, I am not slacking. Cries points at the chapter. See, I updated. Don't kill me. Here's some pizza. Cammy World 666. Oi, sorry for the wait on the chappy. Here's some popcorn. Enjoy. Tomai Girl Angel 123. Wow, lots of reviews. Thank you, Sweat Drops. Here's some Mountain Dew Livewire. Master of the Dance Revolution, now with an N this time. Yes, no violence, I know. Don't worry, there'll be plenty more later on. Here's a sugar cube. Enjoy the chapter. Fire Sparkler 00. Eep! Cries drives into a couch pillow fortress and cowers. Sorry it took so long. Here's some chocolate. Here's the chapter. Don't kill me. Sora Oathkeeper. Cries coughs. No, Orin is not falling in love with anyone. He's a single man for life. Anyways, well, Orin has a big friggin' huge sword, and he has this whole spiffy magic sword stuff going on. That and your Kyrie is pretty out of character if she's mean, because Kyrie's not really like that. And who the hell is Jack? Okay. What the Damn! Just roasting Sora Oathkeeper here. Anyways, Kyrie, stop beating hung up on Sora Oathkeeper. It's bad to kill authors. Every time an author gets attacked, a star dies, you know. Oren rolls his eyes.
You made that up.
Christ shrugs. I know, shut up. Here, Sora Oathkeeper. I gave you Dispel Armor from Final Fantasy, which gets rid of all status ailments and spells and stuff. Like Puppet Master, I guess. Christ coughs and Oren rolls his eyes and goes back to watching football. Why is Oren watching football? What?
I need to watch the big game.
I'm not a fan of blitzball.
Anyways, good luck handling your muses. Bye-bye! Junjin Bunshin. Yay, my description is getting better! Cries bounces around the room in joy. Orin promptly trips her. Cries rolls her eyes and gets back to typing. Yay, you'll still come? Cries gets all sparkly-eyed. I feel special! Here's some chocolate and I hope you still like the chapter. Mitsuki Hoshiko. The evil Riku isn't the same as the Riku we know. Riku is an entirely different person. The Riku we know and love is on Destiny Island. Ooh, Flame Tongue! Yay! Hey, Orin, look it! Orin blinks and looks over.
No swords.
But... Apparently this is a whole conversation, so you're gonna have to pay attention to the quotation marks.
We already went over this. The sword in your hand is the result of someone else's hands being cut off.
Orin grabs Flame Tongue and hands it back to Tidus, whom cheers and runs back into his video game.
I knew that was coming.
Cries, grumbles, and Orin just acts all stern and stuff.
I really don't like you, you know that, right?
Cries, grumbles, and Orin snorts and goes back to watching random shows about swords. Wow, he changed channels really fast there. Well, hey, it's a thought that counts. Here's a Sora plushie. Cries stalks off to attempt to get Flame Tongue back from Tidus. Boo. Yes, Cloud is cool. And hot. Really hot. Here's some sugar. Enjoy the chapter. Stars Dreams. Yeah, I absolutely love Cloud and Aerith, so I had to get them in the fic. Here's some nerds. Enjoy the chapter. Cinedragon. Solus and Riku hurt Sora? Now then, why would I ever have that happen? Shifty eyes. Here's some chocolate. Disclaimer, yes, I do in fact own Kingdom Hearts, Yu-Gi-Oh! And everything else that happens to
Kristen.
Or Wax tries again. Alright, I don't know.
Whack.
Whack.
Kristen, I'm telling on my cousin who works at Square Enix.
Suggested music! What do we need?
Dun, 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 dun,
If
dun,
that doesn't
dun,
tell you what will be in this chapter, you are a bumbling idiot, and I will now proceed to point at you and laugh really hard.
So nice to your fans.
I'm so
Cute, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm done.
Scott, proceed.
Hey, what's up? I got a brownie.
Hello, Scott.
Just thought I'd tell you that. Anyways,
Cool.
Cloud burst through the wooden doors at the first distract. Buster's sword thrown over his shoulder. Mako, whatever, blue eyes narrow. Thank you. Earth followed quickly behind, boots clicking on the cobblestone ground. Hey, you know how to spell cobblestone, congrats. Staff held in hand. Earth slid to a stop and gasped, eyes wide as she took in the state of the distract. Can we just assume that if you need to make a noise, by the way, just moving forward, just make it as I continue to read?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyways, flames were consuming the item shop. The roof already in flames and looking ready to collapse. Glass windows cracked and broken. Neon sign alight. The flames were licking towards the cafe gross and spreading towards the accessory shop. Windows of apartments and houses were broken. Doors kicked down. Gigantic beasts made of inky blackness tore through the distract.
Roar.
Some form of serpents with great, jagged, torn, bat-like
hiss.
wings sprout from their backs, rope-like coils snapping towards people, their long fangs dripping with black liquid as they sunk into human flesh.
Have you seen enough Dojin to know where this is going?
God damn it! Others had the appearance of great cats, their limbs long and graceful, golden eyes leaving fear in the hearts of their prey. Long whip-like tails waving in the air, ears pressed back. Others still took the form of other troll-like creatures. Black armor locked around their burly limbs, ooh, and clubs, axes, and maces held in their thick hands. All three of them, you might say. And fighting alongside
the red ones go
were
faster.
few humans, swords and staves held in hands, faces pale and with a grey tint of death. Eyes glazed over as they picked out their victims.
Brains.
People ran around the district in a state of panic, screams of horror rising through the air. A woman and two small children ran from a building just as it collapsed, dust and rubble flying into the air. Suddenly, one of the cat-like creatures pounced upon the mother, raising up its head to stare into the women's eyes, wide with fear. The beast then clamped its jaws over her neck. The terror-filled cries of
Mommy!
from the music to its ears.
Alex, oh my god, that's hilarious.
The two children's cries were cut off as a large serpent coiled around them both. Jesus Christ! Drawing his body tighter and tighter until the two children stopped thrashing their cries, light being from their wide eyes. Kristen Krasinski, Jesus
You killed the
Christ!
kids.
I'm gonna take a bite of my brownie now.
Fuck!
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Kristen Fetus Delina Straczynski with the flying snakes.
Yikes!
Don't like that.
I'll kill 1,000 children before I let this fanfic die.
Bodies littered with
Anyways.
the stench of blood, sweat, fear, smoke, and death filling the air. Aerith and Cloud stood in shock for a moment, eyes wide. Then Cloud's eyes narrowed.
Aerith, find anyone alive and start healing. Try to put out any of the fires with a spell if you can.
He commanded, running towards the chaos. Aerith nodded, following behind.
Nod.
A family was backed against a wall, eyes wide with fear. Their father stood in front, trying his best to seem brave. His wide behind him.
Wide behind him.
Wide father!
Mother! I'm going to assume that's supposed to be wife, but I'm going to continue reading this as such. Their father stood in front, trying his best to seem brave, his wide behind him, with two children clutching at her skirts. Yeah, there it is. One of the trolls stood before them, tapping its club in his hands. A snaggle-toothed grin coming to his face.
The red ones go faster, even!
It brought back at his club, ready to take them all out. The man put his arms around the woman. The women, sorry. The man put his arms around the women, because polygamy is cool, whom closed her eyes. The children wailing as they put their faces into their mother's dress. Cloud snarled, charging into the beast, stabbing his sword into the creature's back, no possessive, breaking through his armor, yes possessive for some reason, stabbing into his back. The
Actually,
troll gave
possessive would be no apostrophe. This is it
guys.
is construction. Yes, please continue.
Troll gave a howl of agony, eyes staring into the sky as its world went black. Cloud pulled his weapon from the creature, coated in black blood. The creature then fell to the ground with a tremendous boom. Its intended victim stared at Cloud, wide-eyed. Cloud ran over to them.
Run to the gummy ships.
He commanded, voice ringing through the air. The little group didn't need to be told twice, running for the doors. Earth twirled her staff in her hands, pointing it towards the serpent coiling round a little girl.
Wateraga!
She cried. A burst of water blasted into the creature, tearing it from the girl. Aerith again pointed towards the creature.
Firaga!
A burst of flames stuck the serpent and gave it a screech as it writhed in the flames. What the fuck did you just blink? Ah, I see. The little girl fell to her knees on the ground, shaking and sobbing. Aerith ran over to her and rubbed her back.
Come on, get up.
She stood.
Ooh, you have to get to the ships.
The girl looked up at her, slowly stood and nodded, running for the doors. This process went on, the couple saving what few lives remained and urging them towards the double doors out of the city. Soon no one living remained in the district, save for the bodies of the dead, the beasts having mysteriously fled. Cloud looked around, crackling of the flames consuming the city, and the only thing breaking the silence. Bodies littered the ground slick with the blood of both human and beast. It was Aerith who voiced the question.
Where did all the monsters go?
She wondered aloud. Suddenly there was a sound. like someone clapping their hands together. Cloud turned. Mako blue eyes widening.
Well done!
Yes!
God damn it!
I'm gonna fucking delete you.
See, I can do the Sephiroth voice, but why when I could just be the Funky Phantom?
God damn it. The man behind them said in, well, yeah, appropriately amused tone. A cold smirk filled with malice upon his face. Silver hair trailed down his back, emerald eyes laughing as if everything happening was amusing to him. He wore a black trench coat, silver shoulder pads worn over it. The coat opened to the front to reveal some of his chest, and held together by 2 straps of leather. A belt was placed around the waist of the coat, making the rest of the long coat that reached to the top of his black boots billow around him. Black gloves were worn over his hands, which he was clapping with as if he were watching some kind of play or such. Tight leather pants were worn over his legs, and a single raven black wing stretched from his back.
Oh, he's serious.
Cloud's eyes narrowed.
You.
He snarled, spitting out the word as a curse word.
You mother...
The man raised a perfectly arched brow.
Yes.
Blonde hand clenched into fists.
You did this! You did this!
He cried, gesturing around him.
Colin!
Colin. The silver-haired man chuckled.
So I did! Traverstown really should have kept a few more of its warriors instead of letting them all leave to their separate worlds. That was a mistake! And the people paid for it in blood.
He said this in a nonchalant tone.
I did!
He
sure did.
Staring at his reflection in the crimson-stained blade. Furious.
You killed all those innocent people. For no reason. Your fight is with me. You had no reason to kill them all, you monster.
Another chuckle came from the man's throat.
Who's to say I didn't?
A twisted smile coming to his lips.
The Master requires this world to be destroyed for his plans to be carried out. Within so lost, he gains more power. The fact that my puppet is here is just an extra incentive to me.
Now, Juno, you know exactly how you need to deliver this.
I'm not delivering it the way that you're thinking I was gonna.
God damn it. A growl rose from the blonde's throat.
Sephiroth!
He snarled. The silver-haired man quirked. That's my bad. The silver-haired man quirked his head to the side slightly.
You're being awfully rude to the one who's your other half.
Cloud scowled.
You forced me to be that. Rude or the other half? Both.
Yes, even.
He snapped. Sephiroth smirked.
You know you're far happier knowing you're a part of me, just as I am of you. Because of me, you're stronger than before. Almost my equal. You should be thankful and stop running away from me, puppet.
Don't call me that!
Cloud screamed, sparks of crimson energy beginning to spark around him. He brought his Buster Sword into attack position.
Until you die, I cannot rest. The darkness within me won't go away until you do. I don't want to be a part of you. I hate you! You constantly come to torment me, and because of that I have to live away from the people I care about so that they don't get hurt. Because of you making me your other half, I'm forced to live away from everyone else, so whenever you come back to claim what is yours, quote unquote, no one else can be hurt. Because of you, I can never be free. Because of you, I have this!
Cloud's face twisted into a grimace as there was a squishing sound. Suddenly, a wing, pure obsidian, hey, you spelled it right this time, in color, and leathery like a bat's, torn in places, burst from his back in crimson blood. Aerith gasped.
Cloud!
Hey, there was almost some emotion there. Cloud barely turned his head to look at her.
Aerith, go find Sid.
He said in a tone that left no room for argument.
Go!
Aerith nodded and turned, running for the second distract, staff in hand. As soon as she disappeared into the doors, he turned towards the one-winged angel again. Sephiroth laughed.
Attempting to protect little friends? Cute. Not to mention futile. I sent so many yokai all over this place. There's simply no way any of them will make it out of this alive.
He smirked.
This world is lost. Give up. Space.
He stretched out his gloved hand.
Come back to me, my other half. Forget those others. I'm all you need. Stop fighting the darkness within you. You know what you are. There's no point to fighting it anymore. Eventually it'll control you, no matter what you do. So come. My master requires you.
Cloud's eyes narrowed, and he looked down at the hand.
No.
He said simply, looking back at the silver-haired man.
I am not your puppet. I refuse to be, and I will not allow you to take this city.
Sephiroth's eyes narrowed as well.
So again, you choose the hard way.
Cloud gave a cry and charged. The sword pointed at Sephiroth. The one-winged angel charged as well. The
Sephiroth!
sword met with a clap. Both men glared at each other over their weapons before shooting into the sky. The blonde swung his sword downward, only to be met with a parry, as Sephiroth again blocked, a smirk crossing his features. Cloud scowled, pulling back and striking again and again, each time parried by Sephiroth's blade.
Clank, clank, clank,
Sephiroth
clank.
smirked, gesturing. Cloud's eyes widened as he pulled back, just as a pillar of fire engulfed Sephiroth and the air around. The blonde snarled, charging at the one-winged angel through the flames, sword pointed to impale his nemesis upon the blade. Sephiroth looked through the flames and suddenly vanished, just in time to dodge the brutal blow. Cloud instantly turned around, blocking the Masamune half a foot from his face. He grit his teeth, pushing against his enemy's strength. Both blades remained firm as the two arch-enemies pitted his strength against the other. They both pulled away at the same moment, one glaring, the other smirking.
Your skills haven't faded.
Neither have yours.
The staring contest was interrupted as there was a sound, like a burst of energy unleashed, coming from the same distract. Then, all was silent for a moment. Sephiroth's smirk became a full, twisted smile.
Oh, good! They found it!
Cloud's face paled.
The keyhole.
A wave of black burst from the second distract, slowly covering all of Traverse Town, enveloping the city in its cold and darkness. Neon lights that remained going out in an instant. Cloud's eyes widened as darkness flooded his vision for a moment, then was gone. He gasped as his sight returned. All the buildings that had been leveled, piles of rubble, and remains of neon signs in their place. Peaceful, forever night city that was Traverse Town simply had ceased to be. The gigantic walls that surrounded the city, reduced to rubble as well. Streetlights twisted into the unrecognizable shapes. Broken bricks, dirt, dust, splinters of wood, and stones littered the ground.
No.
Sephiroth smirked as he watched his nemesis stare round in utter horror.
Yes! Traverse Town is no more!
There was a great crack and a creaking sound as cracks began to appear upon the ground beneath them.
This world is no more!
Cloud turned to stare at Sephiroth, eyes wide.
No.
Smirk became wider.
You failed, my puppet! This world you fought so hard to protect is lost! His people are killed! Because he couldn't protect them!
No.
Cloud repeated, again, taking in the sight of the ruins of the city. Sephiroth grinned.
But it is true. This world would have been better off if you had not come. Maybe if you'd not been here, it wouldn't have been so easy to pinpoint. You couldn't save any of them. You were of no use to them. You might as well have helped slay them all.
No.
Hello, Mario. Hi, I'm Luigi. Cloud screamed, gloved hands fisting into his hair, dropping his Buster Sword to the debris I don't actually know this word.
Debris strewn ground.
That is correct.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Good job, Kristen. Dropping his Buster Sword to the debris-strewn ground. The one-winged angel's grin widened.
I have him, which I guess is a thought for whatever reason. I told you!
For some reason.
I told you that the light had no use of you. That you would just cause them pain. But you didn't listen, and look what happened.
The ground shuddered, cracks becoming wider, the entire earth beginning to shake slightly. Sephiroth held out a black gloved hand.
Come with me!
Oh my god.
Cloud stared at the hand, eyes brimming with tears. His eyes then narrowed.
No. All of this is your fault.
He snarled, hand coming down to grip the Buster Sword.
I know you're lying. You just want me to come with you. Well, I won't be your puppet anymore. You may have destroyed this world, but you will not have me.
Sephiroth's smirk faded, and he stared at Cloud.
Who said you have a choice?
He asked, stepping forward to grab Cloud's shirt. Cloud pulled away.
Sephiroth, you're not gonna take my lunch money!
He snarled, hefting up his sword and swinging it down to strike his nemesis. Sephiroth blocked, eyes narrowing as well. The ground cracked beneath them, beginning to split, the split cracks glowing orange.
I wanted to give you an easy way, Cloud!
Sephiroth cried over the rumbling of the earth.
I wanted to give you a less painful path. I wanted to give you despair. But whether you agree or not, my master requires you, and you will be coming with me.
He pulled back, and then swung the Masamune. Cloud jumped over the blade, bringing up his blade to impale Sephiroth as he landed. However, Sephiroth teleported away, and Cloud landed, pivoting to block another strike as it came from behind.
I am not going to whatever hell you may wish to drag me to. I don't care if your master gives a damn.
Cloud snapped, sapphire glaring into emerald. Beneath them, the ground split into two, a great wave of heat rising from the crack, the entire surface of the world beginning to come apart. Cloud pulled back, jumping into the air, and Sephiroth followed, swinging his blade to strike Cloud in the head. Cloud blocked, the two warriors' swords coming together with a clash of metal once more. Sparks of crimson and sapphire danced through the air as the two swordsmen fought, exchanging blows and parrying, both having yet to actually land a solid blow.
Ding, ding,
Below them, the ground continued to split, hellish flames rising from the ground. The two warriors hovered in midair as their swords came together once more, locking eyes as well as weapons.
Hey there, kids! Guess what my next line is? Time's up! It's you will come with me! Willingly or by force!
Sephiroth snapped.
You've destroyed my home twice now.
Cloud snarled back, pouring his strength into his weapon. Crimson energy began to dance around him.
And you will pay!
With that, he shot forward. Sephiroth, caught by surprise, grunted as Cloud's energy-powered Buster Sword slammed into him, knocking him to the ground.
Limit break.
Oof!
He grunted, wiping some blood from his lip and glaring up at Cloud. Cloud glared back.
I think that's there.
Cloud!
Okay.
Wow, actual emotion that time.
Hey! A cry cut through the rumbling air, and Cloud turned his head. Sephiroth as well. A sleek black gummy ship hovered next to Cloud, door thrown open. Earth clutched at the door, chestnut braids blown back
Get
in
in
the
the
wind.
car.
Behind her, Cloud could make out Sid struggling to keep the craft steady.
Cloud, hurry, get in.
Aerith cried again. Cloud stared at her with wide eyes, and then looked back down at his nemesis, who was pushing himself to his feet, eyes blazing in anger.
Dumbass!
Sid growled through clenched teeth.
Get the hell in here before we get out. What? Get out. Get out. That ass is blown away with the entire fucking world.
F dollar pounding world.
Dumbass. Get the hell out.
I do appreciate the attempt to censor, but I love how you don't censor dumbass, but you censor the other two words.
Yeah.
I mean, that is basically, that is in fact
Oh.
how Sid talks.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
how
so
Sid talks in Final Fantasy VII.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's interesting.
My
Dumbass
bad,
does-
it's not-
like dumbass does not get censored, but fuck gets censored, and the man swears a lot.
Yeah.
My bad. It wasn't fat ass. It was fuck ass.
His fuck ass.
You're not fuck ass blown away.
Get the hell in here
Entire
before you
fat
get your own
world.
fuck asses blown away with the entire fucking world.
God. Okay. Cloud made no move to get in. Sapphire locking with Emerald.
Cloud.
Aerith pleaded, and the blonde looked over at her.
I think that's Cloud thinking.
Oh, hang on. Why is it her eyes look so much like his?
Forget about him. Please come.
Mom! Phineas and Sephiroth and Ferb are destroying the world!
Kill you.
Cloud shot another glare Sephiroth's way.
Cloud, he's not worth losing your life over. Please.
Aerith pleaded.
I
Cloud
can't believe it.
Cut. Cloud looked from Aerith to Sephiroth. Finally, he sheathed his Buster Sword.
When we meet again, you will not be spared.
There we
He
go.
snarled.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I full screen. Anyway, he snarled,
Cloud snarls a lot.
glaring down at Sephiroth, who glared back. With that, he dove into the gummy ship.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Sid howled, pressing several buttons.
Yeehaw!
The black gummy ship turned towards the sky, a glow of sapphire surrounding it, and with a roar of rockets and a it was gone. It launched into the sky. Sephiroth scowled, rage flitting. Okay,
Flitting.
thank you. Rage flitting across his features as he stared into the space where the ship had disappeared.
You can run, but you know I'll find you. And when I do, you'll pay
He
even.
smirked, gesturing.
You pay.
A portal of swirling black appeared before him, and he vanished into it, just before the entire world blew to pieces in a burst of fiery orange and rock. Jesus
Oh
Christ!
no.
You know, that whole section was too long, but other than it being really long, I actually really liked it.
Pretty action packed.
Like, you know
Yeah.
what? This is not terrible. It's not good, but it's not bad. Maybe it's just because I really like Final Fantasy VII. Okay.
Yeah.
Suggested music is those chosen by the planet from Final Fantasy VII. I had been playing through Final Fantasy VII when I wrote this, in case that wasn't really obvious. Gotta love
I'm
the dark
going to see
foreshadowing.
Mother.
Gotta love the dark foreshadowing tone of doom.
Solus gazed down at the small group of islands, dotted over the dark waters of the sea. Tiny specks of civilization amidst an endless plain of blue. Save for these few islands, there was no land upon this tiny, isolated world.
How ironic that such a small place would connect the plains. That the most glorious of things rests in such a plain little world. That he would be born here.
He thought to himself, standing upon the deck of a sleek black ship, adorned with spikes, cannons, and lasers. A weapon of war. One of many that were clouding the sky, becoming a swarm of black that hid the stars and moon from view.
It's Meta Knight's halberd.
This is Meta Knight's Halberd. Oh my god.
No, we're 5 years away from Brawl.
The Halberd was in Superstar, which was like in the 90s.
You ever?
Yeah, but we're not at the crossover episode yet.
Okay.
cool, salty night breeze wafted up to the man, the leather material of his cloak billowing around him. He watched as the lights of in the houses of wood went off one by one, an occasional street light here and there, but none were out tonight. All the people sleeping peacefully in their beds, ignorant to the wave of death slowly forming above them, thick and menacing.
Such a tiny, simple, innocent world.
Solus mused.
A tiny corner of blissful ignorance, tucked away in a corner of the universe. The tiny thread that unknowingly holds the worlds together. The hideaway that I have sought. The hideaway of all I have sought. Interesting sentence.
Interesting sentence.
A smirk crossed his face.
It is here,
he said aloud,
where the game truly begins.
He brought up his hands and placed them before him. A midnight blue glow lit his palms, and he pulled them away to reveal a sphere of light. He gazed into the sphere, and an image of a swarming mass of creatures appeared. Humans covered in grotesque armor, deformed beasts covered with blades, great serpentine dragons sitting upon their haunches, cat-like beasts feuding with each other.
My armies of darkness,
Solus called out, voices ringing through the air. Beast, are you okay?
It's just this is such an edgy speech. Oh god.
Oh my god.
Go on.
Voices ringing through the air. The beasts upon the sphere quieted, quarrels forgotten, and ears tilting forward to listen.
Tonight is the night. It begins. For too long have we waited in the shadows, biding our time. We have lived in the dark, forever banished from this world, kept far from the power we so desire. For 10,000 long years, we have slaved for this night, gathering our strength, waiting for the time when the essence would be revealed, when the catalyst would be reborn. For too long we have awaited the awakening of Banyu's Ark, for the spell that placed its great power to sleep, to release, for the chance to regain the worlds as are so rightfully ours. We wait no longer. The day has ended, the night has come, and the war of the essence has begun!
A great cheer rose from man and beast.
Great cheer.
Alright, fine. Fucking ass boring people. A combined voice of shriek, roars, and yells. A sound of malice that would strike terror in any who heard it.
Fucking ass boring, Essence.
You do not know pain!
Solus continued.
You do not know fear. Kill all whom oppose you. Do not show mercy. Mercy is weakness, and weakness is death. Tonight, the light sleeps, foolishly trusting. And for that, tonight, it fails! Or falls. It falls!
Another cheer! Solus' face twisted into a cold smirk.
It's
And he
time to kill
waved his
everybody.
hand,
Woo!
the orb vanishing, his small speech over.
Small?
And tonight,
You, shut-faced, he added quietly, eyes flashing.
we shall finally meet, face to face.
Metallic-covered rainbow wings ruffled beneath his cloak.
Essence, you will be mine.
What a twist.
What a twist.
What a twist!
Suggested music is eternal my
Oh
Yay.
God.
Brother, help me.
I need the king.
Oh, no. Okay, so this voice just says help me over and over again. I don't think it's Sora. Hey Alex, do you want to be the mysterious help me voice?
Sure.
Oh my god, please.
Oh!
Go ahead, brother.
Help me. Falling. Still falling. Always falling. Shrouded in... I'm well aware there's going to be mood whiplash during this, and I'm fully I want that. Anyways, shrouded in an icy gaze of black. Staring into the abyss. Trying to see something that he could never see.
Help.
Oh my gosh.
7 orbs orbited around Sora. Oh, it is Sora. Is it?
Oh, really?
No.
No, it's narrating Sora.
I
but
assure you, the help me is meant to be someone else. Because this is stolen from Lenoa too.
Okay. 7 orbs orbited around Sora. Small bodies of gentle light, pulsing, and providing his only means of sight. Bloody crimson drifted by, a blazing orange, a cool, calming emerald. Then a joyful, soothing orb of sapphire. Then shimmering silver. Then deep, cool midnight blue. Followed lastly by an orb of amethyst. These orbs swirled around him, whispering in their voices, singing an unknown language, a song forgotten in time.
Hell?
Welcome, Christmas.
Me!
oh my god, Alex.
And still the one voice rang, coming from the abyss that beckoned, drawing ever closer. The abyss that reached up, welcoming him with the icy gales of pain, misery, and death. And despite Sora's efforts to be free, he could not. As if he was drawn to this icy cold by some force.
Help me! Help me!
The voice pleaded, sobs coming between its pathetic cries.
Lord.
He looked down into the abyss, into the face of the darkness that threatened to consume him. He should have been scared. He should have been worried, but none of these thoughts plagued him. Instead, he was filled with a sense of curiosity. What lay beyond the depths of the abyss? What lay beyond?
Help me. Help me. Help me.
Patiently.
Unconsciously, he reached out his gloved hand towards the dark, towards the ice cold.
Sora.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I lost the
I'm
spot.
coming is your line.
Yep, right there it is. I'm coming.
He tried to say, but his voice was lost within the dark.
I'm
And when the
coming.
cold came, so cold it burned, stinging like a million knives. He cried out in pain and thrashed wildly in the dark, eyes squeezed shut in pain, and arms and legs flailing widely.
Whoa, whoa!
A cold, deep chuckle echoed through the dark.
Help me! Help me!
And suddenly, the agony was gone, and Sora fell to his knees.
Ow, my knees.
Eyes closed, breathing ragged. He opened his eyes, beholding an empty street. The giant buildings of stone were old and crumbling. The sidewalks cracked with tufts of dried, dead grass, peeking between slabs of breaking concrete. The street was littered with cans and garbage. Everything was empty, devoid of any life. A cold wind passed between the buildings and ruffled his clothes, sending a shudder through his body.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
Compelled by something he couldn't explain, he began to walk down the sidewalk, slowly, as if in some sort of trance.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
He began to walk faster, shoes clicking upon the sidewalk, and creating the only sound in this place of utter silence.
Help me, help me, help me, help me.
There was a clap of thunder, and a gentle rain began to fall, the patter of the ever-constant rain filling the silence. The water pouring around him as he continued to walk went faster and faster.
Sora, for the love of God, fucking help me.
There are 2 more of those.
Scott, so help me if you make me say help me one more time.
All right, we're good. Keep going.
Counts.
There was a light blazing from the window of one of the crumbled buildings. Blinking, he stopped at the window and looked inside. It was a large library. The floor a deep green and covered with the multicolored sunlight that filtered through the colored glass windows. A winding staircase stood next to a small table, and seated at this table was an old woman, her face kind, gray hair done into a bun. Sitting in front of her was a young girl whom looked about to be about 6. Short, red hair framed her smiling face, and shimmering periwinkle eyes. She wore a dress of simple white that made her appearance angelic. He blinked, pressing his black gloved hands against the glass. She looked so familiar.
Sora, it's so obviously your girlfriend. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's Kyrie, you dumbass.
Tell me again, Grandpa.
I didn't think the voice could go any higher, and yet here we are.
The girl was saying, a large, exuberant smile covering her face. The elderly woman smiled.
Oh no, this is so. This is so.
Young
Long
ago,
ago,
at the beginning of
time,
Oh god.
Scott, did you wanna
its
do it?
angels existed.
Or,
These angels were guardians
go.
of the world, keepers of light, created to protect the world from the knowledge of evil,
oh god, there's
and
so
for
much of
whatever,
this.
and to forever bathe them in light. To help them with this task, they created a being known as the Essence of Heart. The Essence was the embodiment of the light in all people's hearts, a being created for the purpose of helping people. All was good. People were happy. No one sinned. For that reason, did they have to what they had no knowledge of? What? No one
For what
sinned.
reason?
For what reason did they have to do what they had no knowledge of? All right, that makes sense, I guess. The 6 angels saw this and they were proud. The worlds were separated into 5 kingdoms: the kingdom of joy, the kingdom of courage, the kingdom of knowledge, the kingdom of tranquility, and the kingdom of sorrow. These
Klonoa
5
too.
Shut up,
By the
Alex.
way-
Alex, stop it. Shut up.
By the way,
It totally was.
There's so much of this fucking monologue, and I know like 3 of us actually volunteered to do this. Can we just separate this among 3? You know,
3 paragraphs.
These 5 realms contain different worlds, though each had a basic thing about its people or its culture. The 5 realms were usually separate. 2 realms connected by a center world, a sort of hub world that connected 2 of the realms. The 5 kingdoms were usually separate, but a man by the name of Ban Yu helped the 6 angels create an ark. The ark could travel over the barriers separating the realms. Thus the 5 kingdoms thrived, and the angels were pleased. All right, go ahead.
Juno, go.
But one kingdom, the kingdom of sorrow, was not as loved.
Klonoa too.
Shut
Oh,
It is people were a quiet race of people who preferred to keep to themselves and generally brought a quiet calm with them wherever they went. The other kingdoms, more excitable, didn't like this, and thus usually avoided the realm of sorrow. It is Keeper, the angel of sorrow, hated this. She did not like to see her people shunned because they were different, but all she could do was watch as her people were isolated more and more.
Klonoa
the
too.
ark never the ark descended into her realm, and she was soon nearly forgotten. The angel began to despair over the fragments of her world. The darkness saw this, and since the angel was hurt, her heart unguarded, it tainted her heart, turning her spiteful towards her again, like in Klonoa 2. The angel opened the barrier and released darkness into people's hearts. With darkness in people's hearts, she created another essence. An essence forged from the darkness of people's hearts. This essence, unlike its master, who was bound to her realm, went forth into the other world and began to destroy. If the Darby, I think this is you.
Oh wait a second. If this is the angel, I think it was always me.
I'll go.
Go ahead, Alex.
If the people choose not to accept sorrow, then I will teach them it. They will all love us in despair, said the quote from Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring by Galadriel.
He had tried. The other 5 angels saw this and tried to stop the dark essence, but it was far too powerful. A combination of all their abilities. The essence of heart stepped forth to fight. The 2 essences clashed. Millions of worlds were destroyed in the battle. And in the end, the dark essence took an entire realm hostage and forced the light essence to surrender. Then killed her.
The 5 angels did not know what to do. Darkness was possessing people's hearts, and they were fighting over the light. Using the Ark, a great war began. The Angel of Sorrow and its essence saw this and was pleased. The 5 angels knew what had to be done. They gathered together their powers and separated the 5 realms, eternally severing the bonds that connected them.
Klonoa 2.
They then took the darkness and sealed it within the realm of sorrow. They separated the realm of sorrow from all the others, and then, using the last of their power, freed the Angel of Sorrow from darkness. When the angel saw what had happened, she cried. Her realm was forever one of darkness, and her kin was dying around her. Still, the dark essence existed, and was beginning to reform the bonds with the worlds to start another war. The Angel of Sorrow would not have that. She healed her kin as best they could, the best they could, and the 6 angels sealed themselves into statues. By doing this, the realm of sorrow was forever sealed away, and Banyu's Ark was sealed along with what remained of the good essence, to forever sleep.
Who's gonna take it home?
To this day, child, the darkness remains in the realm of sorrow, and it forever taints the dark essence. The essence of darkness lies in wait, waiting for the day for its brother to be reborn, waiting for the day when he can unlock the mystic bonds that hold him, and again go forth and unleash his pain and despair upon the worlds.
Junko Inoshima.
Days without dangly grandpa reference.
Does it count if we did it?
Absolutely.
It
Yes.
does count, Kristen, because you have bullied me into saying it counts.
Fine, I guess it counts.
I had to come off mute just to say that. You bullied me too many times to say it doesn't count.
Okay, sorry.
89 days.
89 days since Dingle!
Okay, but to be fair, how many
But I
days
am
has it
Dingle.
been? How many weeks?
Since Dangly Grandpa.
The young girl listening to the story was with growing fascination, pulling her knees to her chest.
Get
No,
loose.
my dear,
Get
he
loose.
cannot. But as long as the darkness exists in people's hearts, he exists. But it is said that one day the essence of light will be reborn, and it is said that the Ark will be found, and a final war of light and dark will begin. Also, for half of this war, essence will be spelled that way. But light in the end will win, and together the light and dark will at last seal darkness away. And remember how I told you that fragments of the light survive in the hearts of children?
Yes, Grandma, I remember.
Well, until the day that the true light is brought forth, it sleeps in here.
The elderly woman gently tapped the girl's chest, and the young girl giggled.
And it is up to you, Kyrie, to let the light shine. Do you think you...
Do you think you can do this? The young girl beamed at the elderly woman. Grandmore.
Shut up!
Sora blinked, pressing his face against the wall.
Kyrie!
The light faded, and the elderly woman and girl with it.
Remember who you are!
Remember me.
Kyrie!
Sora called again. Icy wind caressed his face, the rain still pouring around him. He pushed away from the glass.
Kyrie.
He looked up at the sky.
Hey Sora, how's it going? Did you enjoy creeping on your girlfriend when she was 6 years old? Oh, by the way, help me!
The voice came again, a sobbing plea on the wind.
Your girlfriend, oh my god.
And Sora turned towards the voice, his own lost. The rain poured around him, became streams that poured into gutters along the empty street. Again,
Kyrie?
he began to walk towards the voice.
April Fools, I'm not Kyrie, but help me anyway. Now help me 2 more times.
A feeling of urgency came to him, and he began to jog, chains adorning his clothing, jingling with each step.
Clank,
Shoes
clank,
clicking
clank,
on the
clank.
wet pavement, rain
Click,
pouring
click,
around
click,
him
click.
and drenching his hair, the crown of spikes dropping as he wilted.
Drooping as if wilted.
Drooping as if wilted.
Help me! Help me!
Help me! Help me.
He broke into a run, breathing hard, heart pounding in his chest. He stepped into a puddle in water, flew up in wings, drenching his jeans. He took no notice, still running, though he knew not what he was running to.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
A large cathedral came into view, dark and foreboding before him. Gargoyles perched upon the roof, glaring down at him with unforgiving stone eyes.
Predicted the hunchback level and the.
I can't believe.
3DS
I was about to say, I can't believe Tristan predicted Dream Drop Distance again.
Yeah.
Look at me predicting every single thing that's ever happened in Kingdom Hearts.
Those with wings stretched out to leer at him, faces bared into snarls. Statues surrounded the cathedral, various ones designed like women, with large, gossamer wings, folded up upon their backs, rain giving them the appearance of being in tears. Fallen angels.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
He ran past the statues, past the pillars and perched gargoyles, and threw open the double doors.
Hey, you, who was that guy?
Was that intentional?
Yeah, obviously.
Gotta be.
Obviously.
Yes!
Yes. Okay.
Sora jolted from his sleep. Oh, for fuck's sake! Sora jolted from his sleep, sapphire eyes wide, sitting up straight up in his bed, drenched in a cold sweat. His wings quivered, stretched outward. He gasped, breathing fast as his eyes darted around the dark room. Clothes strewn on the floor, desk covered in odds and ends, bulletin board full of pictures. His room. He panted, waiting for his breathing to slow, lying back on the sweat-soaked sheets. God!
Just a dream.
He whispered out loud.
Just a dream.
His eyebrows furrowed as he recalled what he could.
It was longer this time. Why?
No answer coming to him. He forced himself to close his eyes.
No need to seem tired tomorrow and worry Kyrie.
Piercing screams suddenly came through the air,
Ah.
followed by another,
Help me.
Sword bolted upright again. Eyes
Wow!
widened. A loud roar sounded.
Help me!
Large blazes of flame could be viewed upon the islands across the water, and dark shapes flitted around the various islands. The sky pulsed black like a living thing. Another scream came.
Help me!
Sword jumped out of his bed, feet hitting the rug with a thump. Complete horror etched upon his face.
Oh no!
Uh-oh! What's gonna happen next? To be continued. Well, that was fun! So begins the ending of Arc 1. Man, that was fun. Yet for foreboding dream sequences that only I understand what they stand for. Cries, cackles insanely. Orin whacks her over the head again. Damn it, Orin, stop that! Tries, growls. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter as much as I enjoyed writing it. Hopefully it's not total crap. Anyways, next chapter we see the attack on Destiny Islands, a prophecy beginning to be fulfilled, and if Cloud, Aerith, and Sid make it out of Traverse Town alive! Hope to see you then!
Oh, boy.
Kreis runs off to read Lord of the Rings fix before Orin can whack her again.
Oh my god!
Oh boy, that was an exciting cliffhanger. I wonder how we're gonna fit all of the the remaining content into the next future. Oh wait.
Oh yes.
God. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break before we try to get in this final chapter, and I really do mean a quick break. We should be back in 10 minutes. So
Okay.
See y'all in a bit. We are going to finish this fucking fanfic.
Yeah!
everybody, and welcome back to the last chapter of Broken Rainbow. Well, that's not true. There is a final note which I fully intend to read with all of the intendedness of that statement. But we gotta get through this chapter first. So we're just gonna go right ahead. For the moment, Queen will be filling in as narrator because Scott isn't back yet, but we gotta get on this. So, Broken Rainbow, by name and address withheld. Chapter 14, Dark Rain, Part 2. Hi guys, I'm finally back!
After a 4-month hiatus.
Orin says with a glare. Kreis just grins sheepishly at him. I'm so sorry about the lack of updates, guys. Really, I'll make it up to you, I swear. See, my friend believes I'll never finish Broken Rainbow, so now I have to prove her wrong. Rawr!
What a good reason
Things
for
that have
writing.
aged like milk.
Alright, I'll shut up so you can read the chapter. No review answers this time because I don't want to waste any more time getting this chapter up. Disclaimer, do I own Kingdom Hearts? No. Do I own Yu-Gi-Oh? No. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Suggested music, the Hollow Bastion music being from Kingdom Hearts? That music is scary in a cool way.
Yeah, I love it.
In a cool way. Alright. Sorry, that was a weird thing going on my throat. Okay. Screams filled the night air, darkness swarming in the sky. Sora's eyes widened as he took in the sight.
No, what the hell?
Good start. He quickly jumped from his bed, clad only in his boxers. Scandalous. He grabbed a white t-shirt from the floor, pulling it over his head. He then pulled on a pair of baggy black jeans, comma, capital letter, these jeans, had 2 small loops of cloth on each lower leg, and strung through those 2 loops and dangling around his legs were 2 shimming chains that hung just about to the ankle before going up to loop through the other cloth.
You don't need this much detail! God!
But Kristen, we have to visualize it. God.
Picture
There
the
was-
chip pants.
There were zippers at about knee height on both legs as well. I walk it back, Scott.
Queen is currently narrating because we gotta get moving, so...
That's fine.
You can,
Alright.
you can tune back in once this scene is done if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh, I've lost where I am now.
You picked up some.
The zipper.
There were zippers about knee height.
There were zippers. Okay. There was zippers at about knee height on both legs as well. He strung a belt with pyramid studs adorning it through the belt loops, then clipped his crown chain onto a belt loop as well. He picked up some black boots from the floor and pulled them onto his feet. He then picked up a slightly large black hooded trench coat from a chair and pulled it on.
Roxas?
Roxas didn't exist yet.
I can't believe Chris
You
predicted
projected
Roxas.
Roxas.
Oh, it gets better. The trench coat was rather large, trailing down to his ankles. On one shoulder, etched in gold, was the kanji symbol for light, and on the other shoulder, in silver, was the kanji for dark. Just below these were 2 cloth loops once more, and a chain was looped through that around his upper arms. There were bright yellow bands wrapped around the arms of the coat just below this. The sleeves were long, so long Sora had to roll the cuffs up to keep from getting in his way. On his left arm, there was an area where the coat cut off. Then there was then there was a small 5-inch section of fishnets.
Sora and fishnets, everybody. Only in Broken Rainbow.
Oh, which then connected
Only
to the
on
rest
internet.
of the sleeve. Oh my
Only on an
God.
internet remix stream, folks. Only on an internet remix stream.
The drawstrings for the hood were dark grey, and at the end of each one was a small silver crown charm. At his waist was a dark blue belt. Oh, a dark blue belt was strung around the trench coat, but the clips were left open, so the coat was open. Hanging from one of the buckles was a long silver chain, and at the end of it was another chain charm. Sora picked up a black belt-like choker from his dresser and put it on, then pulled on his dog tags and the essence crystal.
Now to find out what the heck is going on.
He was interrupted as a loud crash, and the sound of shattering glass was heard downstairs, followed by the shriek that could only belong to one woman.
Mom!
Sora cried, throwing open his bedroom door and charging down the stairs. He skidded out of the hallway and into the dining room. Normally, that room was rather nice looking. The room wasn't too big. A large round wooden table placed at the center of the room. A large glass window that took up nearly an entire wall overlooked the ocean.
The description.
Yeah, I've got places to be, Chris.
Yeah, Kristen, you're describing a room when there's some dead bodies in here that are more important.
Various pictures of Sora, his mum, and one picture of his late father were placed upon the light blue walls. Now, shards of glass covered the wood floor, the window shattered. Various pictures that had been framed now lay on the ground, frames cracked and broken. The table was in splinters, and perched upon those splinters was a cat-like beast. Muscles rippled under its obsidian black fur. The beast crouched as if ready to pounce, tail snapping in the air like a whip. Its ears were pressed against its head, yellow teeth pulled back in a snarl. Backed up against the wall was Sora's mother, dressed in a light blue nightgown, sapphire eyes wide with terror, long chestnut hair messed up, a far cry from the smiling, laid-back mother he knew. Turning his attention to the beast, Sora summoned the Keyblade to his hand with a flash of light.
You!
Sora snarled.
Get away from my mom!
He commanded. Wings flaring out behind him. The beast turned to look at him, giving a feral growl. Its golden eyes widened slightly at the sight of him, then narrowed. Sora's eyes narrowed as well. With a cry, Sora leapt at the beast, Keyblade flashing in the dark. The monster jumped as well, claws outstretched, unleashing a terrible roar. The Keyblade Master... The Keyblade Master held the mystical weapon horizontally before him, and the great beast's claws pressed against it, jaws reaching for the teenager and snapping upon metal. However, upon contact with the weapon, the creature gave a shriek. The Keyblade flashed and the cat-like beast was thrown back, writhing in pain upon contact with the weapon of light. Sora watched the creature writhe for a moment, before holding out a gloved hand and chanting something under his breath, waved it. The beast ceased its thrashing and lay still, the golden light of its eyes dimming. He then turned and ran to his fallen mother.
Mom, are you okay? What happened?
He demanded.
Oh, Sora.
The woman threw her arms around her son, breath coming out in startled gasps.
I was just getting a drink and I heard a crash coming from me. So I came to see what happened. The thing attacked me.
Why is Sora's mom from Jersey?
Why not? They were well traveled. Sora nodded, carefully prying himself from his mother's grasp.
There's probably more where that came from.
He muttered, more to himself than his mother.
After all, it is New Jersey.
Mom, stay here, all right? I need to go see if Riku and Kairi are okay.
With that, he turned on his heel and shoved through the broken remains of the window, Keyblade in hand. He didn't know
I'm
that
also
would be...
fine!
Wait, whoa. He didn't know that would be the last he ever saw of his mother.
Don't forget me! Oh shit, I'm dead.
Killed Sora's mom!
Oh my god! Sora jumped into the air.
Nicer to her than the cannon, sorry.
I guess I'm gonna go die in New Jersey.
Oh, Christ. Okay, Sora jumped into the air, wings flapping desperately for altitude in the flat air of night. All around was chaos.
That's what he sounds like when he's flapping hard.
Buildings were flaming and collapsing, piles of flaming rubble lining the streets. People ran around in panic, creatures of black in quick pursuit. The sky was filled with a swarm of inky black, seething as though it were alive. He looked down in horror at the mess.
Gotta get rid of those monsters.
Sora muttered. He held his arms in front of him, bent at the elbows so his upper arms crossed like a X.
Xbox!
X Factor. His left hand was balled into a fist. Save for the index and middle finger, which were up. What? Oh, for fuck's sake.
He's about to do a cool Naruto spell, can't you tell?
Oh, yeah. Yes!
That's just like the British version of flipping someone off.
Doing his Keyblade jutsu.
Deuces,
Um,
bitch.
His right clutched the Keyblade and held it horizontally in front of him. Sora bowed his head, shutting his eyes, and began to chant.
I'm in yellow dino, Rama Biote Infiana.
A blaze of pure white began to glow around the Keyblade Master. Because this is the thing he can just do, apparently.
Don't worry about it. He's the essence of heart. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Don't worry about it.
True that.
He came from Jersey, apparently.
Alright, the light began to swirl around him, encasing him in its warm embrace.
Gel in Lumesi in Julia Iriana.
What does this even mean? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wrote this
Magic words.
like 16 years ago.
You get to make up what you want.
Right, thunder off the wiki.
Yeah. Don't you remember when Sora casts Blizzaga in the series? That's what he says.
Yeah, he has to do a whole Latin chant whenever he casts.
Oh god. Sora's eyes snapped open and he threw his arms down. The light burst away from his body in a wave of white that washed over the entire island, destroying every creature of dark in its path. Sora watched this, nodded to himself, and turned to fly to Kyrie's. Who's this?
That's. I think that's Solus.
Yeah, I think
So
that's
I'm pretty sure it's
Not
Solus,
bad.
yeah.
A voice sneered from behind him. Sora blinked and turned towards its source.
I actually would like to suggest that the role of Solus be given to Alex, who otherwise is not going to have much to do.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm Solus now.
Hell yeah. Okay. Oh no.
So apparently, all of this is all of that shit was Middle Earth, by the way.
Of course it was.
Oh my gosh.
The voice belonged to a boy who didn't look much older than himself. Not that Sora could see much of him to tell, as he wore a heavy black raincoat that trailed to his ankles. It was zipped close, and the tails of the coat trailed behind him in the wind to reveal tight grey jeans. His hood was pulled up, shadowing his eyes, so only his nose and mouth were visible, along with several light brown spikes of bangs that Sora could see. 2 great wings spread from his back, feathers of gold, silver, bronze, copper, and brass shimmering in the light that Sora had emitted. He grinned at Sora.
So he's a player.
He drawled.
I should expect as much from the legendary Essence.
Who are you?
Sora demanded, feathers upon his wings arching slightly as he beat his wings to stay aloft.
I'm sorry, I'm reading ahead.
Okay, Keyblade clutched tightly in hand. The shrouded boy cocked his head to the side slightly.
You know, I always wondered why you have wings when Peter Pan taught you to fly. Anyway, who am I?
He repeated. A small smirk appeared on his lips.
Don't you know?
Sora scowled.
How would I know? I've never seen you before in my life.
Yes, of course. But you should still know me. After all, I know so much about you. I've been watching you for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to meet you.
A dark smile spread across his lips.
Say it!
Brother.
What the actual...
I need you to do it once without everyone speaking over you for maximum effect. Proceed.
I would love to be able to say the line once, yes. Sorry. Brother.
I'm fucking hell!
Sora blinked, confusion etching itself on his features.
Brother? What the hell are you talking about?
He snapped. The other smile faded.
Of course. You wouldn't remember. Not with the limited cryptic as hell information I was to give that was written by a 14-year-old girl who had no idea where the plot was going and was writing by the seat of her pants.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Never mind.
The other replied. A small smirk played across his lips again.
After all, by the end of this, you will understand. Now come. The master requires you.
He held out a black-gloved hand. Sora scowled once more.
I'm not going in anywhere with you!
He snapped.
Whoa, take it easy, buddy.
Also,
The hooded boy cocked his head to the side once more.
Of course, you would be defiant at first. Such was predicted. But that's all right. In the end, I'll make you see. They'll all see. And I'll get rid of all those little imperfections that fill these worlds. And once you see, you'll be all I need for payment.
What are you talking about? For the
The
seventh
Keyblade
time.
Master snarled.
I'm not going with you. And you're definitely not my brother. I don't have any siblings.
Ah, but we are bound by something far stronger than a mere blood link.
Vanitas?
Oh my god. Sora gave a growl of slight frustration. This guy was clearly insane.
Who are you?
He asked again.
I've already answered your question.
The boy replied.
Well, I don't know you.
Sora snapped. The boy raised a brow.
You truly do not. I suppose I was the only one gifted with the memories then. I guess that would work. Seeing as I have the superior genes anyway.
Oh my god. He's gonna fucking say.
Brother!
Liquid.
Just for the chat, you had to be there to know.
Yeah.
Be there. Alternatively, you can just search up "Hi, I'm JC Metal Gear," but you know.
Well,
Yeah, bro's been showing the bro's been showing the panel in question, so
Yeah. Shut up! I don't have time for this.
The Essence turned to leave. A black-gloved hand grabbed his arm to prevent him from doing so.
I told you you aren't leaving space.
The hooded voice stated, calm as ever.
Well, too bad. You can't tell me what to do.
Sora replied,
I don't know what to do.
wrenching his arm from the boy's grip.
I'm a real dad or my real brother. Okay.
The boy floated in silence for a moment. Why is he floating?
He has wings.
I was taught by Peter Pan. So you do not remember. Because if you did, I'm sure you would be willing. Very well.
The boy held out his arm, and with a flash of light, a keyblade appeared in his hand. It was black, forged with some sort of crystal, some sort of light seeming to be contained within it, and making it emit a strange black aura. Strange wires of a dark silver metal coiled around it, forming a sort of artistic mesh. The key parts seemed to be made purely out of black energy, sparking every now and then. The boy's hand curled around the diamond grip. The keychain was of a simple white heart, with two demonic black wings spreading from it. Sora gaped. The other boy's eyes narrowed.
I will instruct you. You choose to disobey. So you must be punished. If you will not come willingly, I will take you by force.
Sora gaped in shock for a moment. And then his lip curled into a smirk.
Yeah. Too bad I'm gonna stick around for it.
You're not gonna stick around for it.
I'm not gonna stick around for it because I missed the knot.
Oh,
yeah.
stick around
Too
for
bad
it.
I'm not gonna
I was-
stick around for it.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
He held up a hand, which glowed, and he drew the kanji for light in the
Check
air.
out my new magic. Belly!
He was interrupted as the kanji for dark appeared over Sora's symbol and cancelled it out.
God.
So you ever play Okami? This is the boss fight against Ninetales.
Oh no, that's a fun fight though.
I'm sorry,
The hooded boy said.
but I cannot allow you to escape.
Sora scowled at him for the 14th time. God, summoning the Keyblade to his hand with a flash of light.
Fine, but seeing as how you know I'm the essence, you should also know you can't beat me, dum-dum head.
A smile quirked at the hooded boy's lips.
You died like 3 times. 2 of those when you were already the essence.
Yeah, but I had extra guys.
All right, you know what? Fine. We shall see.
Someone clip that, please. Anyway, there were 2 flashes of multicolored light and the clang of metal hitting metal as both boys charged at the same time, their weapons meeting, sapphire eyes trying to glare into the shadow ones of the other. They pulled back, and the hooded boy swung for Sora's side. Sora blocked, then dipped down, and slashing at his opponent's midsection. The dark-clad boy was fast, however, and pulled back, swinging downward to strike the keybearer's head as he did so. Sora flipped in midair to dodge, gathering some energy in his palm as he did so. And as soon as he was right up, he charged upward, fist clenched, rainbow energy sparking around it. He made to slam his fist into his opponent's stomach, but a leather-clad fist caught his wrist to prevent him from doing so. Sora just smirked and flicked his fingers, the energy bursting forth to slam into the hooded boy's chest. Or it was supposed to anyway. Quick as lightning, the hooded boy used Sora's wrist as leverage to flip up and over to come behind Sora, whom turned on the instant to block a strike at his back.
You're fast.
The hooded boy sneered.
So are you.
Sora snapped back. His opponent didn't reply, choosing to charge once more. Sora flew upward to dodge, murmuring an incantation as he did so. The hooded boy followed him upwards, turning on a dime. Sora twisted and dipped downwards into a dive, diving right past his enemy, whom followed him.
Come now, stop running away!
The hooded boy cried. Suddenly, Sora flipped onto his back, facing his opponent. His hands were in a fist in front of his face, index and middle fingers pointed upwards.
Oh.
Keeply clenched downwards in the fist.
Comet Rain!
He called out. The hooded boy looked up, shadowed eyes staring up as hundreds of silvery orbs streaked from the sky, raining down on him. A storm of silver. He turned his head downward and held up hands as the comets hit, an explosion of silver lighting up the sky.
Well, that's that.
Sora muttered, turning to fly away.
Where do you think you're going?
A voice demanded. The keybearer blinked and turned to see the hooded boy still flying, a multicolored force field flickering around him and vanishing. However, one thing was different. The hood had fallen from the boy's face, revealing.
What?
Sora gaped, eyes wide, for he was staring into eyes identical to his own, staring almost as if looking into a mirror, except his mirror image seemed to have darker hair and didn't look like he'd seen a day of sun in his life.
It is Vanitas! You did bring it.
It is Vanitas! It is Vanitas!
I'm Vanitas, motherfuckers! Yeah. What? Surprised?
His seeming twin smirked.
I told you we were brothers!
The keybearer's eyes narrowed.
It's a trick of some kind.
He stated.
It's supposed to make me lose my nerve. Well, I'm not falling for it.
The boy smirked.
Fine. Believe what you wish. But we are the same, you and I. Appearance, feelings, and powers. The only difference is I have the superior genes! I am stronger.
Oh my god!
Shut the hell up!
Sora snapped.
I don't believe any of your rants.
He held his right hand before him.
I don't like using this move on humans, but I've had enough of your crap.
His hand glowed.
Master, but I'm afraid I must go all out just this once.
His hand glowed blood red, fingers clenching so they were almost claw-like. His eyes changed from sapphire to a glowing crimson.
I summoned the Kyuubi in myself.
What?
Sorry, it's Naruto. This is
Oh.
line
This
erased.
fanfiction is all over the place.
I know. Sora snarled, waving his hand. A crimson glow began to surround his lookalike, blood-red flames. However, instead of screaming in pain, as he was erased from the fabrics of reality, the boy just smirked and waved his hands as well.
That is in fact how he killed fucking everybody in the last thing. So this is in the canon.
Yeah, that's how he killed Lucifer.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Cancel.
Fan fiction is crazy.
Sora gaped as the glow vanished and he succumbed to cancel culture. His eyes turning back to Sapphire.
How?
He gasped.
I'm the essence. No one can cancel that attack.
Of course. No one's safe for another essence.
The boy replied with a smirk.
Another essence?
Sora repeated, eyes wide.
You?
What part about us being the same do you not fucking understand? I am.
Yummy.
I am Solus. The reverse essence. Your yang. Your twin. Your other half. You are the sun. I am the moon.
He smiled. This is just Rapunzel the Tangled series now.
We're connected, you and I. We share a bond far deeper than blood. Going as far back as the beginning, when the 6 angels walked the earth.
No, you're lying.
Sora snarled.
But it is the truth!
Solus replied.
This is why I decided you must be my younger brother! Instead of my elder. Denying the truth is fairly childish, is it not?
Hey, shut up!
Sora snapped.
Temper. This fiery rebellion of yours, this lack of respect. We're going to have to get that out of your system somehow.
Solus said, speaking as one would to a misbehaving child. You're his brother, not his dad.
I don't need to have any respect for someone like you.
Sora growled, charging at Solus, energy gathering around him. Wings fled behind. Solus blocked easily.
You let words get to you so easily. That's what makes you weak, Space.
So, it's true that. Solus said calmly, hand clenching as energy sparked around it as well. He thrust his palm at Sora's stomach, sinking his nails into the key bearer's skin. All of the energy gathered around his palm surged into Sora, whom cried out in pain and pulled back, tumbling away. As he flipped, he happened to notice something. Kyrie's house! And it was swarming with darkness, tendrils of black leaping as if made of flames.
Kyrie!
Sora cried to himself, hands automatically forming the kanji for light in front of him. Like drawing something on the Wii remote.
God.
Foolish child, summoning your genjutsu!
Solus charged at Sora, whose back was still turned at him.
Foolish child, turning your back on an enemy and forgetting the Ninetales boss fight mechanics!
It was then he noticed the kanji, and his eyes widened.
No!
Teleport!
Sora snapped, vanishing in a flash of light.
Teleport going up!
Solus's attack hit where Sora's head had been moments before, the boy himself slowing to a stop in midair. He turned around slowly, looking in every direction for the essence.
Oh, fine. So you want to play hide and seek, eh?
He called into the empty air.
Fine. But just so you know, that game can't last forever. I'll find you eventually, brother! You hear?
His cry was met with silence. Solus scowled.
Damn it.
Metal Gear.
Alright, go ahead, Scott.
Tag out.
Alright. Kyrie bit her lip as she pulled on the string of her bow, sending another arrow of light. What?
There's more outfit description. Oh god.
Oh, they all get outfit
Oh no.
Oh
God. Oh god.
Sending another arrow of light into the chest of the serpentine beast, dripping and curling before her. Her arrow hit it right between the eyes, and with a shriek, the demon-winged snake fell like a limp piece of rope. Interesting descriptor, okay. Kyrie sighed, brushing her short red hair out of her eyes. She glanced down at her outfit, smiling to herself.
What?
No. Let it keep
Dressed
going.
super well for this.
Let it keep going.
Hashtag queen.
God, I'm about to die. Go on.
She wore a pure white halter top that stopped just above her belly button.
A belly shirt.
And just below that, God. And just below that was a short mini skirt that was tinted light purple and slit towards the bottom. A stripe of dark purple with some golden kanji on it and at the end. She wore socks, the color of her skirt, on her feet. And over these, she wore some black Japanese style sandals. On her arm, she wore purple light furry sewed. The ends, pardon me, the ends fading into the same light purple of her skirt and
Oh my god.
I think Yuna's arm thingies from Final Fantasy X for those of you unkimono enlightened.
Around her neck was a white choker and Sora's crown necklace, hanging from a thin silver metal string. Kairi shook her head. Now was not the time to admire her
That's what we've been saying. Why you describe
At least
it?
I look cute while the end of the world is happening. Kairi thought to herself.
Queen.
What?
beasts attacking her home didn't seem to diminishing. Rather, every time she defeated one, two more seemed to take its place. At the moment, she was facing several large cat-like creatures, each growling menacingly. The armored goblin-like things following them were banging on their weapons against their palms, crimson eyes glittering dangerously. The serpentine beasts above their twisted round... Shut the fuck up.
The red ones go faster, Scott.
The serpentine beasts above her twisted round, gliding through the air as if swimming, great demonic wings beating now then. Kairi swallowed. This one didn't look good.
Oh.
As one the monsters leapt at her, and with a cry, Kairi attempted to make a shield, closing her eyes. Suddenly, there was a bright flash of light above her, and Sora dropped in front of her, Keyblade at the ready.
I'm
Keyblade
over
at
here
ready.
now.
I'm over there. Eyes narrowed. He scowled, energy sparking round him.
Yami!
He
Yes?
called out, wait, what?
Suddenly.
There was a character named that in this.
Oh wait, I'm not in this scene because apparently the Yu-Gi-Oh part was for long forgotten. I'm sorry. I will return to being tortured mercilessly.
Swinging his Keyblade downward diagonally. A wave of black energy burst from his weapon and burst over the creatures before him, wiping many out and damaging others.
Hikari!
Yes.
He then swung the weapon upwards diagonally. If
Well,
the wave
that's
of
what
dark
Yami
didn't
called
kill
me.
them, if the wave of dark didn't kill them, Light Blast certainly did. Sora spun the Keyblade around in his hand, tendrils of rainbow energy sparking around it.
No Spiraru!
No Spiraru!
No, Spiraru.
With this cry, he slammed the Keyblade into the ground. Energy of all elements burst from the ground in a spiral, blasting upwards to kill the beasts above and spreading behind to kill those behind and around. That's a sentence. The energy grew brighter and brighter until Kairi had to close her eyes. When the light vanished, only Sora stood amid a rain of sparkles. Kairi cried, clearly relieved. Sora turned to grin at her.
I wouldn't celebrate just yet. There are millions more headed our way.
Kairi blinked. She looked down at the ground, at the shadows cast by the light of flames and burning buildings. The shadows began to grow, coming up from the ground and forming into at least 50 more beasts, at least being one word. The girl swallowed.
Can't you just erase them all?
Sora shook his head.
I can't. Each one of them is really just an extension of the central line of darkness. Since they're all just connected to it, if I tried to erase them all, I'd erase that entire line, and that would throw off the balance of all the elements. Then I couldn't use Fyriga. I'd have to stick with Fyra.
Kairi groaned.
Great.
Key Bear smiled at her.
Don't worry, we'll be fine.
He said, just as one of the cat-like beasts leapt at him. He blocked with his keyblade.
Oh, shit!
Summoning energy to his palm and firing. The beast let out a howl of pain as it disintegrated. However, as soon as it vanished, 2 more took its place. Sora scowled as they flew along with several goblins. Also came several wolf-like beasts who darted at him at impossible speeds. He jumped into the air, pulling back as a goblin narrowly missed him with a club. Then it pulled up his legs as a cat slashed at him. He held out his palm, firing blast after blast of energy, but seeming to only put tiny dents into the force of dark that was gathering around them.
Spirit God!
Kairi hovered in the air, firing arrow after arrow, each striking true, sending the serpentine beasts to their death. There was a hawk-like cry from above her.
I'm a bird!
That dove at her. However,
Bird up.
She didn't anticipate the other bird, which flew.
I'm also a bird!
Her beak grazing her face and drawing a line of crimson across it. She hissed, pulling back another arrow and slaying the creature that had hurt her. However, it was nothing as several hawk-like beasts took its place.
Bird up!
Hit her lip. This is insane. That's a line directly lifted from the.
I think that was meant to be Kairi's thought.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Well, there are no quotes, so I'm reading it as the narrator. So shut up.
It's italicized, Scott. Go ahead.
Sora growled.
Grr.
He decided to save his energy and was now simply hacking and slashing at a horde of enemies around him. He was doing well. He hadn't been hurt so far. However, even as the essence, he couldn't keep up forever. One of the cats pounced upon his back, sending him toppling to the ground, flaring his wings below the creature helplessly. He groaned. Let's use yet another energy attack. Sora blinked as the weight upon his back had suddenly vanished. He flipped over and looked into the face of his best friend. Riku, not Riku, but Riku, was holding out his hand, Dragon Blade in the other, and a grin upon his face.
Oh, yeah, you could use some help!
He said, "Oh God." The key bearer grinned, taking an extended hand and allowing Riku to pull him up. Then took a moment to survey Riku's outfit.
How odd we all seem to manage to find time to pick to pick out clothes.
Yes,
How odd we all
guys
seem to
get
manage to find time to pick out clothes.
But I know how I get it. Just that I've changed. Anyway, how you doing, Sora?
Sora commented, spinning around and slamming the Keyblade into the skull of the cat with enough force to shatter its skull.
No kidding.
Riku snorted, releasing a wave of energy upon the beasts.
Like my belly shirt?
There.
Stop joking around, you guys.
Kairi snapped from above, firing another arrow.
Sorry, Kairi.
Sora grunted, dodge rolling to avoid a bone-crushing strike from a goblin.
Tornado!
A voice called out, a whirlwind of green leaping into the fray and tearing into a group of beasts. Second voice growled, a burst of ice freezing several goblins.
Goofy! Donald!
Sora cried, sounding rather happy as the green blur.
The green blur, oh my god, it's Sonic.
Wizard. It's Scourge! It's Scourge the Hedgehog! I knew the Archie comics would come back in some way or another!
Gotta go fast, Sora.
Drilling dogs.
And ran in through the path his spell had created.
The king said to come help you.
Goofy called, bashing his shield into yet another beast.
Well, where is he?
Riku demanded, ducking under a goblin's strike, then stabbing it in the gut.
Right here.
Yet another voice called out. A black, gold, and silver blur charging. Oh my god, it's Shadow! Holy shit, it's Shadow, guys!
Black-hearted evil! Great-hearted hero!
Oh no. Guys,
Sweeping past creatures and leaving trails of inky black smoke in its wake. The blur slowed to reveal King Mickey, armed with his Keyblade, a confident smile on his face.
Oh, hail Mickey!
Kairi grinned from above.
Oh, hang on.
Your line is awesome.
Awesome!
She said, pumping her fist into the air.
Whoa!
She was then forced to duck as yet another hawk dove past her.
Bitch!
This is a
Bird up.
Yuffie line.
Yuffie, yeah.
Grease lightning!
A voice called out as a large red and yellow shuriken flew through the air, sparking with electricity. It connected with around 10 of the flying beasts, each winged creature shrieking as they were shocked and vanished.
Fated circle!
Yet another voice cried out. Fireballs rained from the sky, falling upon various beasts and causing them to fall to the ground, howling in pain. Sora blinked, looking over to watch Leon and Yuffie run up. Yuffie grinned at them, catching her conformer?
That's the name of her, like, ultimate weapon.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
Cool. Catching her conformer as it came back to her.
The great ninja Yuffie at your service!
She giggled, striking a pose.
With my faithful lover, Squall Leonhard.
It's Leon.
Leon growled between clenched teeth.
Keep it up and I swear I'll divorce you.
Oh, hush, Squall-kun, you know you love me!
The ninja said sweetly, flipping away as a goblin swung its club at her. Leon smirked, swinging his gunblade in an arc and slashing the goblin across the stomach. He merely nodded at her.
Yeah.
Sora sighed with slight relief, slashing yet another beast down.
Well, at least everyone's all right.
He said.
Now come on, let's take these guys.
The battle lasted for 2 hours. Neither side giving in.
So you go into great detail about Kyrie's outfit, and yet the 2-hour battle is over in like two.
Okay,
in
my defense, there was a lot of fighting until that point. Really, I'm more baffled that Riku's outfit description never made it in.
Yep.
Kristen also predicted the 1,000 Heartless battle in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh my god.
Everyone fought their hardest, but the darkness was slowly overtaking them, their numbers unimaginable. Before they knew it, everyone was standing back to back, weapons out, wounded, panting, darkness swarming around them.
Damn it!
Riku snarled through clenched teeth.
Oh no!
Sora scowled, looking up at the swarm of beasts above them, preventing an escape flight.
I don't know.
Shit.
Leon summed up the situation rather nicely. Kyrie shut her eyes, biting her lip.
This can't be the end. It can't be. Please don't let it be the end. Someone help us!
Narrator proceeded to look at how many lines were left in the chapter.
You should read those lines.
Shit, I already lost. Oh, no, here we are.
As
Okay.
if.
As if answered Kyrie's prayer, that's a sentence. A bright blue beam burst through the swarm of creatures. It's Sonic! Everyone gaped, looking up, as though the hole it had created. A large, rather battered-looking ship lowered itself down and came to a stop, hovering just above the ground.
It's me, Cloud Strife.
No. Sora grinned.
Sid!
The door to the ship swung open to reveal Aerith and Cloud, who were holding out their hands.
Jump in!
Aerith cried over the roar of the engines. Sora shook his head.
We can't leave. We gotta defend the island.
He called back.
God damn it, just get in. You guys ain't gonna save one damn thing in this mess.
Sid snapped from the dashboard, a sit cigarette in his mouth.
A sit cigarette.
A cigarette.
Sit cigarette. Leon nodded.
He's right. Everyone move.
Sora answered with a curt nod,
Yeah.
jumping into the air to fly to the ship. However, his way was almost immediately blocked by the dark creatures glaring at him with crimson eyes.
Shit.
Yuffie cursed.
Oh my god.
We can't get through. There's too many of them.
King Mickey stood in silence for a moment.
Sora, can you make a force field to protect everyone?
Sora shook his head.
Even if I did, we couldn't fight them off. There's so many of them, I can't just charge through.
Mickey nodded.
Make the force field. I'll hold them off while you guys get in.
Kyrie's eyes
Around the
widened.
survivors, a perimeter create.
No, you can't. You can't get killed. Oh, you'll get killed.
She cried, shaking her head. Goofy and Donald shook their heads as well.
Ah!
Donald snapped.
You can't!
Goofy agreed.
You're our king! We need you!
Mickey smiled grimly.
Yes, but you guys are gonna be needed in this more than I will. Then, as in the time, as in the temporal particle.
Sora blinked.
What?
Mouse sighed.
Well, I can't explain it. I just have this feeling. You all need to get out of here.
He locked eyes with the key bearer.
You especially.
The key bearer blinked.
Why?
I can't explain. There's no time. Just go now.
There's no time to explain.
Go, Sora. Come on, go.
The
Get
writer's
out of here.
way of saying, eh.
I don't want to write Mickey Mouse in this fanfic anymore.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time, but remove Mickey Mouse in?
I'm sorry, Jon Snow. Only you can ride on this horse. I'll have to stay back here and fight the White Walkers.
Yep. The mouse
I'm
cried.
sorry, Jon Snow.
His tone leaving no room for argument as he charged into the massive wall of beasts before them. Sora stared at him for a moment.
Jenkins!
Sora stared at him for a moment before nodded.
Right.
He said, cupping his palm before his face, energy swirling around it. He waved his arm in an arc, and a sort of bubble appeared around everyone, rippling every now and then with a miracle of colors.
Let's go.
Wait, a miracle of colors?
Myriad.
Oh.
Or Marade.
I suppose my
Myriad.
raid.
My raid of colors.
It's not your raid, it's my raid. He began to run through the trail left by Mickey, everyone else following. Wham! A cat-like beast leapt at the barrier, but was instantly repelled. Its brethren followed, launching themselves at the barrier and being thrown away almost instantly. Some breaking their necks in the process. Jesus.
Oh, jeez. I don't feel sorry for him, but jeez.
The flying beast struck from the air, each strike against the force field, sounding like a gunshot.
Me Grimlock laugh.
Kyrie winced as yet another beast was reflected from the force field, and its neck snapped audibly.
Sora, you sure you can hold this up?
Sora grit his teeth, in reply, soaked his forehead. He fixed his eyes upon Sid's gummy ship.
Just a bit more! Just a bit further!
At last, they made it. Goofy and Donald jumping into the ship first, crashing into Leon and Yuffie followed, both landing gracefully. Kyrie almost missed her jump, but Aerith grabbed her and pulled the redhead to safety. It's fine, don't worry about it.
This is Tom.
Kyrie has wings.
She almost missed her jump, Kristen.
Okay.
Riku dove in behind them, somehow managing not to crash into anyone in the now
Kyrie,
slightly
how did you almost miss
Well-
the jump? You have wings.
Well, as we learned from Kingdom Hearts 3, she can have every advantage available to her and still get the short end of the stick. Let me go and hit a time chamber and train for however I want to and still suck.
Oh.
Sora turned towards King Mickey, and was still fighting the various beasts.
I blame the writers.
Sora.
Oh, it's me? Huh?
Yes, it is.
Mickey, come on!
Sora,
King, however,
what'd you say?
was surrounded, beasts at all sides. The cat-like beasts' fangs curled into snarls, goblins cracking their clubs and hammers against their palms, snakes twisting above, hawk-like creatures circling around, their cries filling the air. The mouse shot Sora a desperate look.
Golly, I haven't seen a crowd this wild since the House of Mouse. I mean, there's too many. I can't get out.
He called. Sora bit his lip, making as if to leap back into the fray.
No, Sora.
Mickey cried, waving his hands.
Go. I already told you were more important.
But we can't leave you.
We already discussed this. Go.
What?
Go. As king, I command you to go.
Mickey snapped, sighed, locking eyes with the king for a final time, before biting his lip and nodding. Turned and jumped into the gummy ship. The metal door shut, and the ship's rockets flared before blasting away.
Look, dude, I'm a toon. I can get away if it's funny.
Mickey scowled, keyblade clutched in his hand, eyes narrowed.
All right, bring it on.
No. Bright it on.
Bright it. All right, bright it on.
However, the beasts did not attack. They stayed in attack position, but they never attacked. Mickey blinked, looking confused.
What?
Foolish king. Sacrificing yourself for the essence of heart.
A voice sneered. Mickey jumped.
Who's there?
He snapped. The various beasts all parted, forming a sort of path. Boy walked along the path, not looking much older than 16, clad in a black leather raincoat. The hood was down, revealing something that shocked Mickey, a face that looked identical to Sora's. The king gasped.
Vanitas!
Oh, right. Have to wait for you to get over the initial shock first, right?
Solus said with a small smirk.
After all, I guess it's a bit shocking to see someone who looks identical to the essence, right?
Who are you?
Mickey demanded. Solus snorted.
I've already gone through this speech once today. I'm not going to do it again. Don't question how in 2 hours I couldn't figure out that the essence of heart was here fighting literally all my guys. Anyway, besides, you don't really need to know.
The king leapt forward, Forward, Foreword for the audience, with a cry.
Word.
Devastating attack upon the boy.
Super Mickey Mouse Bomb Attack of DLC!
Solus just held up his hand, which flashed an eerie blue. Same blue surrounded Mickey.
0 point energy. Pretty cool, huh?
Sans!
Stepped forward. Like so close, they were nose to nose.
Get dunked on.
You dunked my microphone, damn it!
Honestly, King, I thought you had more patience than that. I'm pretty sure that's the wrong then. It's the one spelled with an E.
It is.
It isn't becoming of a ruler to be temperamental.
Solus spoke, smirk still gracing his lips. Mickey scowled, ears pressing back slightly in frustration, saying nothing.
Oh my god, it's Sans from Undertale.
Saying nothing.
I mean, nothing.
There we go. Oh, don't be scared.
Solus chuckled.
I'm not going to kill you.
He then smiled, cold, sinister look coming to his face.
Oh, no. I'm afraid we have far too many plans for you.
Puppy dog.
Hey, I'm a mouse, not a dog. If you're looking for a dog, go ask
Let
for
the man say his line!
We're so close, come on!
We are 2 lines away.
And that's what makes this final line much more hilarious.
I have something much, much better in mind.
Oh my god, Kristen, were you gonna write torturing Mickey Mouse? Okay. I mean,
Through the islands, mingling with all the other agonized cries of the tormented, dead, and dying upon the crumbling world.
Oh.
The end!
To be continued? And so ends Dark Reign Part 2. Huzzah! So guys, what do you think? I hope after my involuntary 4-month hiatus, my writing skills haven't died and made this terrible sweat jobs. Anyways, next chapter we'll see what happens to Sora and Co. Whether Destiny Islands goes boom or not, and the beginning of the fulfillment of a prophecy. Find out what happens next after another 4-month hiatus. I'm just kidding, guys. Expect the next chapter sometime next week or the week after that. Review button, feed me!
But hey,
Oh my
wait, there's one more chapter. I wonder what's in there.
Oh boy. Broken Rainbow by Name and Address Withheld. Chapter 17. the permanent hiatus. Okay, everyone, here's the deal. I'm not writing this fanfic anymore. In case you haven't noticed, I have several One Piece fanfics up. I like One I don't touch the
It's okay, Kristen. Breathe. You got this.
I like One Piece now. I don't touch the Kingdom Hearts fandom. I still enjoy the series as a whole, and I am eagerly awaiting KH2, but I simply don't feel inspired to continue this piece of crap that I used to call a fanfic. I put a notice on my profile saying this, but apparently none of you pay attention to my profile. I've come to face facts. It's been nearly a year. Broken Rainbow probably will never be finished. Even if I do get my addiction for Kingdom Hearts back, the plot is just too sloppy, over angsty, and it just isn't me anymore. I look at the writing and it feels like I'm reading an entirely different, horrible author's work. The characters all just don't seem right, the whole thing is just one big melodrama, and I just plain old don't want to write it anymore. It's been a year and I'm an entirely different person now. There's just no point in writing it anymore. I apologize to the readers who were still waiting for me to update. What I have written will remain for people to see, but there won't be any more updates. You're free to still review, but stop the death threats. I'm not writing this anymore. It's over, dead, and buried. Thank you to all of you who actually read and reviewed it. You made my day during that time. Good luck to all of you. If you have any complaints, you're free to IM me or email me. I'll understand. Love to all of you. Name and address withheld.
Oh no, we never got to read the Mickey Mouse torture scene.
No, you don't understand. That was the torture, ending the fanfic.
Yeah.
God.
torture.
We finished that on time. That's crazy.
Looks like I'll have to show you my giant gummy worm.
So I guarantee I was not going to write Mickey being tortured because Mickey was not a hot anime boy. I think what I was going to do is I was going to have Mickey Mouse be like mind controlled or something, and then he'd have to fight everyone else. I probably would have used him to take out Donald and Goofy, so then I wouldn't have to write any of the remaining Disney characters in my hot anime fanfic. That's probably what I was doing.
I'm surprised that you remembered this.
I don't. I'm just basing this off of
yourself very well.
Yeah. I have absolutely no fucking idea where this was going. I think all the other plot shit was like, okay, actually this is gonna tie to a bunch of other different media. And there's a bunch of other special boys, but they're all gonna be captured and tortured, and in the end, Sora's gonna have to lead a rebellion inside, like, this horrible dark world, and it's gonna be fucking awesome. And he'll probably die again, but it's okay, because he'll get better and then come back.
After another long series of tests.
You must gather the 6 MacGuffins to prove that you are really the essence of essences.
God.
God. Oh my god, Shy, the correct answer was going to be mind controlling Mickey and have him become one with darkness to turn him into a hot anime boy. God, you're so right. Why didn't I think of that?
Write that down, write that down!
Write that down.
God.
Shadow Revenge 3. This time it's personal.
You know what you need to do now, right? You need to update this on April Fool's Day just for complete bullshit.
No, I never want to touch this ever again. I refuse.
Me
Fortunately, of the various fanfics that I still get comments on, this isn't one of them.
Oh, thank God.
I did
Where's the
genuinely
review button?
get like a shit ton of death threats as the year went on. It was like, why haven't you updated? Like, people sent me angry emails. I had people sending me messages on MSN. Like, it was a lot, which is why this statement is, you know, a little fuck you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. God, oh my fucking god, that last fucking chapter, wow. It got,
oh my lord.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Wow.
That was a chapter.
Well, the thing that really gets me is, like, as it goes on, my writing does get better. Unfortunately, it's still 14, 15-year-old me, so there's no sense of shame. Therefore, it's bad in a a different way now. God. Oh, wow. Well, are there any final thoughts? Bro, this looks
Hey,
very
Kristen,
good,
check
by
the
way.
reviews for check the reviews for Broken Rainbow.
I wanna check. I'll check the reviews for Broken Rainbow. Fucking hell! Wow. Guest just reviewed 1 minute ago asking, where's the Mickey Mouse torture scene? The most recent review prior to that is from April 22nd, 2008. Sad face. I wish you would finish this. Any final thoughts?
So when are you gonna add the tort? No.
Help me.
Help me.
Help me. Help me.
Brother.
Brother. My bad for stepping on your first brother. I thought that was my line. I totally misread since it dropped like a paragraph down.
Yeah, it's all good.
God, on one hand, I'm sorry that I put that in for movie night. On the other hand, I'm not sorry that you now are aware of it.
The placement ended up being bizarrely perfect. Simple question. Favorite character to voice in this? I will do this quick response to questions, just for funsies, to see if you guys have any answers, since you've all voiced everything. I will miss voicing middle school crimes.
The character to voice was not talking for 3 hours.
Darby, who was your favorite character to voice in Broken Rainbow?
I really enjoyed playing Sora the whole time. As far as like just fun, silly voice, probably who was it, like Makuma or something? The freaking Makura? Makura, the guy who was Meowth, essentially. He was fun.
God. Alex.
The Depression Angel.
The Depression Angel. Excellent. You mean the King of Sorrow from Klonoa 2?
No.
Yes.
Klonoa 2.
But an anime girl?
But an anime girl. Klonoa 2.
Queen.
Probably Yami Bakura.
Scott.
I'm gonna say either that one bitch ass bully or Sora's mom.
Sora's mom from Jersey.
I can't get
Sora's
over.
mom.
So the fact that I included Sora's mom just to kill her off, great. What's also great is the fact that the inclusion of Sora's mom implies that, like, she's had to process the fact that her son disappeared for a year and came back and now has fucking rainbow wings in her house. And she's just gotta deal with that. There is a whole story going on with Sora's mom having to process Shadow Revenge Broken Rainbow Sora. And unfortunately, I never even thought about it. And that
Killed her off.
is a shame.
That is a crying shame.
It really is.
A crime's shame.
God.
My favorite character was Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I went down the list. Juno's at the top of the list, not at the bottom of the list. Wait. But yes, thank you for voicing Mickey. Well, upcoming tomorrow's Fallen Empires. Thursday is Space Show. Friday is Call of Cthulhu. Next Sunday is a Jordan Problem. And by the way, dates.
I'm so glad you asked. Tuesday will be another random game.
Yes, it is. It is in fact a random game.
Thank you for asking, Kristen.
I'm sorry for not asking you, Scott. Also, by the way, keep an eye on our YouTube channel, because I don't know if you noticed, but this DMP hiatus has been going on for a really long time. It sure would be great if we ended that soon, huh? A wild thought, really. Just imagine.
DMP is coming.
Didn't you know we
sometime.
canceled it? We're not doing the fourth.
Don't even joke, please!
Yeah, it just ended. It ended the instant that Ezra Crane remembered his name.
Yeah,
actually.
you know?
Yeah.
God, every time the fuck is
There was nothing else to solve.
No, that's not what happened. It's like, John, the accident happened 15 years ago. It's time to move on.
God, I can't.
John!
Never,
That's the
Guys, it
actual
ended when
ending.
Vincent Marshall reads that his name.
God, never forget when Ezra woke up and there was the person asking, "So is the show over?" Thank you, Alex, for reminding me.
Show over.
But yes, this
Like,
is all...
not even fully woke up. He just only said his name.
We did it, guys. We solved DMP.
But this is all to say, DMP should be coming back in the next couple of weeks. Fingers crossed, you know, keep an eye on our YouTube channel. But the point is, soon. So if you're gonna do your Season 3 rewatches, you should probably start doing that, because that's 36 hours of content.
36 hours at least.
At least.
36 hours of... Anyway.
Alright, well thank you everyone for joining us for this hell, I guess. Alright, well, good night everyone. Love all of you. See you tomorrow.
Love, love, love.
Bye.
Goodbye, folks.